Pre-roll should be about done by now. I think. I don't know. Anyways, hello. How we doing this Sunday? How's the audio? Because somebody forgot to check it again, but what else is new? Huh. Huh. Well, there's noise like something's happening, but I don't see anything happening. Ah. Okay. Not a great start. But, gonna close it and open it again and see what happens. Ah! I managed to change the language. Oh lordy, not the best start. Alright. A high school reunion, huh? Never thought I'd see the day. It's been 10 years since you graduated from a private all-girls high school, and you're driving up the freeway to get to their reunion. Well, not the properly sanctioned and sponsored by the church reunion, the other one. You weren't the greatest student, nor were you the most devout, nor were you the coolest or most athletic. You were just... you. Hello, Diamond. How are you today? But the one thing you did have was your camera, the coolest and most expensive DSLR your father was willing to buy for you. Punctuation's already wild. As a photography nerd, you volunteered to be the person who took the yearbook photos. You ended up knowing everyone in your grade and stayed friends with some of them, observed from afar, or accidentally stepped on everyone's toes. Well, we're going by Cobalt. I wanted to take pictures of my classmates without them noticing me. As photographers never interfered after all, but I guess I did interfere sometimes for the sake of better shots. Whatever, I ended up okay, didn't I? Going to a religious private school meant I was educated properly, right? Heh. Right? Well, I'm going to the not-so-official reunion anyways, or however Elias described it in his email. I picked a bad day for this, because I was busy today, and I'm like, I don't feel like reading. Sup, fam? I know this is hella last minute. Can you blame me? I run on Filipino time. But our 10-year high school reunion is coming up. I can't be the only dickless dick who doesn't want to attend that dumb shit, so I'm throwing my own get-together at my family's vineyard. Directions linked here. It's basically just an hour-long drive from the actual reunion, so come through if you're down to get wasted. Or, like, you don't have to get wasted, but come hang out. All ya queer-ass bitches, I see you. If you know, you know. Sincerely, Elias. Queer-ass bitches. Truth be told, I'm not sure what queer means in this context, or ick. Actually, I'm not sure what a majority of the words he said meant, but I'm just excited to see him. Although I will say, I'm not a fan of his swearing. That B word is rather rude. Regardless, I can't wait to be an, ally. A she-her ally for Elias. Actually, I do wonder about my old classmates. I mean, I do remember the Queen Bee cheerleader, the home ec and Aggie weirdo, or Elias the social media hound. I mean, we remember the guy that we're texting, I would think. He was always the golden boy in high school. Head of the yearbook committee. Hello, Winty! I'm definitely not still bitter he won that spot over me. Definitely
Corgo
not.
100.
100 Corgo biddies! Heck yeah, Corgos. Thank you. Class president for 2 years, honors student. There really was nothing he couldn't do. I've seen him once or twice since we graduated, but not since he fully transitioned. The last time I saw him, he was still reusing the long skirt from our old school uniform as a cover. I think he said it was so he wouldn't have to explain why he looked different or why his voice sounded different. Without that to contend with, there's nothing hiding his natural charisma. Even in his texts, he somehow seems even more confident. It'd be annoying if I wasn't already over the whole rivalry we had before. I'm sure Elias will be happy to see me at the event. Speaking of my old classmates, there was also— oh, we're just gonna click on everybody. Okay, that works. Bottom to the top, I guess. You hum to yourself, leaning back into the seat. I don't know why I'm suddenly remembering that weird kid who always sat at the back of the class with those dumb little skull something earbuds. Do they even still make those? I just suddenly remembered the skull candy earbuds, like— I think that's what they're called anyways. I can kind of see it now that you point it out. Yeah, that's funny. Every time I passed by her, I could hear whatever music she was playing. Seriously, why didn't the nuns do anything about that? Not to mention those lyrics. Give me fuel. Give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire! Definitely not appropriate at a religious high school. I was like catching my mouse. It's not worse to have catch the mouse on a piece of mouse. Well, I guess I do feel a little bad for that kid, though. Everyone in class voted her most likely to be possessed by demons, which was probably a little mean. Yeah, probably. If a ton of trans people were in a polycule, would that make them T for T for T for T? Yes. I'm now paranoid, so give me a second while I use my phone to check audio. Which will load on my phone. Worst thing she did was not talk much to anyone, mostly because she always had her head stuck in some book about gardening, cooking, or something like that. I feel kind of called out by this one in particular. And I guess really going all in during home ec and agriculture class. I think everyone freaked out when she was chopping veggies so fast and collecting earthworms. A shiver runs down your spine as that image pops up in your mind. also remember that she also developed breast cancer a few years ago. Poor thing, the chances of developing breast cancer in your mid-20s. Oh, yeah, that sounds fine as far as I can tell. Cool beans. I think Elias told me that she opted for a double mastectomy even though they caught her early, but I guess it did the job. Speaking of my old classmates, there was also... You grip the wheel tight. Scowl. The perfect cheerleader, God's holiest daughter, gave body and soul to Jesus at every single service. Nilla's here with a poke. Why you poke me? That's not nice. But also hi. Queen of modest is hottest used a tape measure whenever she was around me to prove her dresses were never too short. They were floor length at the school uniform. We all wore the same thing. Why were you giving me crap? Yes. Hopefully. Depends on the neurospices, but hopefully. Except the anxiety needs to know what it is now, so... Good job. Oh, I was just about to ask what day it was. That answers that question.
Let me fix my calendar. Ba ba ba.
Okay, sorry. I got that out of my system. Probably thought all the other girls were such sinners that we couldn't help but have pure thoughts about her straight from the devil. Not me. Definitely not. Nope. Well, it's not like I'd ever run into her or anything ever again. Bark, bark. Hopefully I'll get there soon. I'm sure I'll be ready for whatever comes my way. It's just one weekend. What could possibly go wrong? Weekend? Aren't these things usually like a few hours? I guess they go late enough in the evening. Actually, where am I? You blink a few times and realize that you've been going down a densely packed forest. Nothing looks familiar, and the dirt road ahead of you feels like it's going on forever. Oh boy. As long as I keep driving straight, I'll eventually hit the exit of whatever this is and reach the vineyard. Right? Right? After a few minutes of frantic driving and drifting around corners that you should definitely be slowing down at, a shadowy figure appears ahead of you. Your foot slams on the brakes, and you somehow stop a few feet in front of the figure. What is that? The figure straightens up, its almond-shaped body, long neck, and fluffy appendages coming into view. It's the most majestic, menacing creature you've ever seen in your entire life. And it looks ready to take your car on in a fight. Is that a goose? Is there a lake nearby? What's happening? Where the heck am I? Is a goose supposed to be here? No, calm down, silly. Elias knows I'm terrible with directions. It must be an elaborate prank. This Cobra Chicken's Angie. Okay, maybe not. I've got to find a way out of here. With that, you put the pedal to the metal, not caring if you happen to hit the goose. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners. Your car lurches ahead as you whisper frantic prayers to yourself. Finally, a sense of bliss spreads over you as though Jesus himself has taken the wheel. Your foot eases off the pedal and you speed out of the forest without another incident. It's evening by the time you arrive at the vineyard. You're a fair bit later than you expected to arrive. The land is gorgeous and filled with ripe grapes as far as the eye can see. Dozens of alumni are milling about, but there's something unusual about everyone you pass by. I'm in the right place, right? For a high school reunion of an all-girls school? I don't mean to be... What did Elias call me a few years ago? A homophobic cis girl? Get that! A homophobic cis girl. Ha, figured. Oh, Elias, hey, how are you? So much better now that you're here. Elias flashes a bright $1 million smile at you. He's been such a kind and friendly person ever since you met him back in freshman year. I'm sorry, I readjusted my leggies. Oh, you're so sweet. It's been, what, 9 whole years since I started using old he, him, and his for Elias? Gee, I'm such a good ally, right? Because using the right pronouns in your head is what an ally does, right? Right? I love in the description of this game it says something about you're pretty sure you're a straight girl. So, I'm sure that's gonna change. It's so nice to see you. Glad you could make it. I've always wanted to catch up with you. I'm sorry we couldn't meet up in person in forever. Nah, you're all good. Don't worry about it. Okay, Spill. What the heck is with all these attractive men? Have you been up to the whole time, or are we doing this weekend? Kneels back to his horses. Let's just pull the band-aid off. As far as the eye can see, dudes. They're not all men, Irene. Sorry, I know I'm not supposed to assume, but I don't see any other, girls
Frankersy 100
at this event.
Another 100 doggo biddies from Winty? Heck yeah! Thank you!
I invited all the genderqueerish people I could think of. While we're on the topic, how do you identify these days? I didn't get to ask earlier. The same as always, I guess. For now. The silence that follows is very long and very awkward. Oh no, did I say something wrong? Sorry. Your apology is cut short by a tiny snort, followed by an almost obnoxiously loud peals of laughter. Elias is laughing at you. Wait, Elias is laughing at you? You can feel your face flushing red. What's so funny? You! You didn't read the email at all, huh? Not sure what to say, and growing more embarrassed by the second, you pull out your phone and check the email. As you remember, it's full of a bunch of acronyms and slang you can't really understand, but as you take a second to try and analyze it, something slowly becomes very clear. The party was specifically meant for the queer students. And you showed up. You can't seem to get a word out through the stuttering. And Elias is still laughing uncontrollably. What can you say? This is a monumental blunder. I'm sorry, I couldn't understand your slang, so I just kind of skimmed it. You start to worry that he might suffocate if he doesn't stop laughing. Well, it would save you from this awkward scenario. Elias may die, but that's a sacrifice you may have to be willing to make. It's NBD, really. That explains the whole femme thing you've still got going on.
The whole femme thing?
The whole being femme thing! Sorry, I couldn't help myself. It has been 0 days since Cobalt has Beetlejuiced. I mean, most of the people here ended up masked, at least partially. I was kind of wondering why you still seemed the same. Pity, though. You'd make a hot guy. Ah! You sure you're not one of us? You did always seem to gravitate that way.
Hydrate, you bastard! Hydrate!
I love when my sound alerts work. It's funny. So thank you, Dom. I left my water bottle by my bed. Give me 2 seconds. I left my empty water bottle by the bed. My bad, I shall return momentarily. I'm very sorry it took so long. I checked the dryer too because I have some fragile stuff in there that I don't want to, get murderfied or whatever. Rex, hello if you're still here. Yeah. I forgot about this for a hot minute until I bumped into it on Steam the other day and I'm like, oh, well, I know what I'm doing. Elias shrugs. Well, if you decide to have a gay panic, no better place than here. And it's long overdue, if you ask me. What? Nothing. Our fairest maiden, who is definitely straight and cisgender, is still an honored guest, mostly because I still want photos taken. Gee, thanks. Worry not, my dearest lady, your presence is both welcome and sought after. Are you sure? Absolutely, do not fret. As your valiant knight, I will defend your honor against all assailants. Thanks. Don't sweat it. Anyway, now that you're finally here, why don't you go grab some noms and mingle? Grab some noms? Took too long and now you can't. I had candy? Darn it. Well, I already had pizza and cake today, so I probably didn't eat candy. Food. Go grab some food, girl. Shh, I forgot how bad you are with... Oh my god. Elias, don't use the Lord's name in vain! Yeah, that... if she's gonna keep going with that, that's her voice now. Elias's chuckle subsides as he eventually sighs, looking back at all the work that's left to be done. Actually, can I ask you to find Angel for me? Angel. That name rings a bell. Wait, you mean the agriculture kid? Didn't Elias tell me something about dead names before? If he says that they're still going by Angel, I guess I'll use that name. Yes, that's Zem. Zem, you're almost certain Elias doesn't speak French. You know, it's been a couple of years since I've been in touch with anyone else from school. What is, Z or he pronouns? Okay, so Z and Zem must be those neo-pronoun things Elias told you about once. But you're not sure why he mentioned two sets of pronouns, and he seems a little too preoccupied to explain it to you at the moment. Right, so what is Z wearing? Green shirt, jeans, suspenders. Zero hair is super iconic. You can't miss it. Right. Angel told me Z was going to check out the vineyard, so Z shouldn't be too far from here. He points over in yonder distance. Text me when you find Zem or if you get lost, alright? Will do. You face the direction Elias pointed you in and start walking. The trellises are still a bit of a distance away, but luckily the sun's already set, so it's not nearly as sweltering as it was during your drive. I'm so glad I have working AC in my car, though it'd be nice if I could just drive up there and find Angel. I have no idea what he means by iconic hair, though. That could mean anything. You sigh and continue making your way towards the fields. At least you reach the edge of the trellises, the grape-laden vines crawling up their respective poles. You've photographed folks here plenty of times before, but with all the... If we've taken pictures of people here before, why do we have such a hard time figuring out where here was? Sus. But with all the rows looking nearly identical, you hope the Angel hasn't taken too many turns around the place. Angel! Angel, are you here? No answer besides the gentle evening breeze. Further in you go. If I get stranded in the vineyard, at least I can subsist off of grapes until someone rescues me. I'll be fine. Probably. Bart Simpson hair. That does seem like it would be pretty iconic, yeah. I'll be fine, right? As your feet take you further into the rows of trellises, you begin hearing the distant rhythm of an electric guitar dancing with a steady bass, accentuated with the backbone of drums. Did Elias manage to rope a band in for the weekend? I don't recognize who this could be. You pause. Though, would a band practice their songs in the middle of a field? Maybe it's so they don't disturb everyone else? You resume your walk, following the sounds of the music and noting that it's slowly growing louder and louder. At last, a silhouette appears as you crest over the hill, and with it, the source of the music. Their back is turned to you, but from here you can clearly make out a green shirt, suspenders, jeans. Angel, is that you? The figure sways in tandem to the music, unable to hear you above the sick guitar riff. Angel! Angel, can you hear me? This feels really funny because the dog at my husband's place, his name is Angel, so I just feel like I'm talking to a chihuahua right now. Angel, or at least the person you assume to be Angel, continues not to hear your calls from the top of the hill. You can't possibly hope to compete over the sound of the music, so you begin making your way down to him. Angel, we gotta go. Elias just sent me to bring you back to the gathering. You're a quarter of the way down the road with no change in the situation. Come on, Angel, let's go! Halfway down the road and still no response. Angel has begun snapping his fingers, but still has yet to even turn around once. That is you, right, Angel? You watch as he starts to do a little shoulder shimmy. I feel bad about interrupting them, but I don't want to wait until it gets even darker and then we have to wade through grapes while it's pitch black out. Angel! You tap Zem on his shoulder lightly. He doesn't notice. I'm literally right next to it. Here goes nothing then. This time you clasp his shoulder firmly and bring yourself closer to the back of his head. Angel, we need you to come back to the gathering! Angel stops grooving, presses a button on the speaker attached to his belt to pause the music, and slowly turns around at last. Oh, that's pretty dope. He got Angel and Devil Wings to cover their top surgery scars. That's pretty cool. Whatever words you were going to say next got caught in your throat as your eyes roam across his features. Iconic was definitely the right word for his hair now that he stood before you. His locks have been tied into low double buns that rest a few centimeters from his shoulders with little pastel flower baubles above his ears. Yet more flowers sprout from the top of his buns as well, carefully balanced in color and shape. You then partially register the dark circles beneath his eyes that whisper about sleepless nights. But try as you might, your focus drifts downwards towards his open shirt and the tattoos cradling his pecs. Wow, those are bold. There's something so sinful about the angel and devil wings so close to each other. You're aware that you shouldn't be staring so hard, but you can't pry your eyes away. Okay. Angel begins to turn around again, and suddenly your voice returns to you. Wait! You heard me, didn't you? Elias wants us to go back to the gathering. Angel looks you up and down, his expression hard to parse. Yearbook person. Yeah, that was me. Hi. Ah, smooth. Like crunchy peanut butter. My name is still Irene. Elias told me you still go by Angel? Always have. Too much trouble changing it. That's a mood. I might legally change it someday, but... mood. I see. Elias's voice echoes in your head, reminding you of how to be a good and polite ally. My pronouns are she, her. What are yours? Z, zim, zir, and he, him. That's 2 sets of pronouns, right? Which ones should I use? First ones I like better. I see. You actually don't understand it any more than when Elias told you, but there's more important things at hand at the moment. Anyways, let's get going back before it gets too dark. Okay. I guess. To your relief, Angel heads up the path ahead of you, meaning that you won't have to navigate the fields yourself. You catch up quickly and keep in pace at their side. Awkward silence. Awkward silence. Awkward silence. Goodness, this is beyond awkward. Silence. Maybe I have to initiate the conversation? So, how have you been? Alright. I think I'm remembering why hardly anyone hung out with Angel back in high school. Z used to be like this too back then. Really? It doesn't look like you're getting enough sleep at night, what with those bags under your eyes. Irene, please. I'm fine. Don't matter how much sleep I get. They've been there since chemo. Oh, is he finally warming up to me? Maybe this is my chance to ask some questions. Chemotherapy did that to you? I did hear that you had breast cancer a few years ago, but I thought you had your, chest removed. Yeah, doctors did a little chemo afterwards, just in case. Huh, that's interesting. I didn't know they did that. Awkward silence, awkward silence. You two continue walking side by side in silence. Great, that topic didn't last long. What do I say now? I could be boring and ask about work. You know what? I'll be boring and hope we reach Elias and the others soon. So, what do you do for work these days? Organizer for a community garden. Take care of the plots when folks forget to swing by. Oh yeah? Also make preserves from what I grow. Jams, jellies, pickles, stuff like that. That's my real business. Wow, that's really neat. So you're like your own boss? Guess so. Gotta keep this conversational momentum going. I actually have no idea what the difference is between jam and jelly. Are they the same thing? Different. Jelly was made with juice, so it's clear. Jam has the fruit in it. You think back to the last time you made yourself a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and try to remember the consistency of the blueberry spread in your fridge. Did that have little chunks of blueberries in it? Huh. I never really paid attention to that stuff. Is one better for you than the other? You grow Pikmin. We need to go back to streaming that on Forehead at some point. Not really. Ah. You're about to lament the fact that this topic has dried up too, but are interrupted by Angel's next question. Your sis. Their tone is flat, as though that question were more of a statement. Yeah, Elias was surprised, too, when I caught up with him, because everyone else here is not a woman, as far as I've seen. It's a little embarrassing, but I hope it's fine for me to be here. Should be okay. Not everyone's a man, either. Elias did say that, too, but you're a guy like him, right? Kinda. Angel stops walking and turns to face you. How much do you know? I do like his... Maybe it's a coincidence, but his hair flowers feel vaguely envy. Like the purple and yellow. But like pink instead of white. Maybe I'm looking too much into it, but... enough to be a good ally? Angel meets your gaze. You still can't read your expression very well, but you don't think he's mad at you right now. At least, you hope he isn't. Okay. You feel a bead of sweat run down the back of your neck as he sighs. Okay, did I say something wrong? Elias and I are trans mask. He's a binary trans man. I'm a non-binary man. Non-binary like they, them pronouns? Right. Not always they, them, though. Right. The cogs in your brain are stuck. You don't really understand. Elias told you a while ago that most people identified as either female, male, or NB, and sometimes a combination thereof, but it was a difficult concept to grasp for you. Angel must see that you're confused, so Z clears your throat. We're both dudes, but that means different things for us. It's like 0 brow is furrowing concentration. A spectrum, or a sliding scale, I guess.
Like from 1 to 10?
Z considers this for a moment before shrugging. Sure, kinda simplified, but works for now. I think I understand a little better, so you're like a 7 on the dude scale. Sure. Put myself at like a 5.5. Methinks. Angel resumes walking, and so do you. Thanks for explaining it to me. I think I'm getting a better idea of how that works. So this game is just a tutorial on how the trans spectrum works. And it's kind of funny coming from a trans person. Welcome. I guess all that talking must have worn them out. So if gender is like a spectrum, then people who are assigned a gender at birth and are fine with that are less likely to be trans? Usually. You breathe a sigh of relief. Angel raises an eyebrow. Guess there won't be any former cheerleaders here. You eye your outfit. Your skirt stops just above the knee. Nothing out of the ordinary for most, but would have been scandalous at your school. If Miss Queen Bee was here, I'd give her a piece of my mind for once. Don't know if they have bees here. Bruh. Disrupting the peaceful vineyard grounds, a luxury car adorned with a huge decal of a sexy anime boy version of Satan skids into the parking lot. That is a sentence. Nope. The vehicle, zigging and sagging like someone playing Grand Theft Auto, finally parks, taking up 3 spaces. Rude! The door of the car swings open and out steps... Lucifer Satan 69420! Look at this twink! Twink's got his own loud theme music too. Angel, it's the ASMR I'm your mean boyfriend guy! You look around, but Angel's long gone. Liam, checking his reflection in the mirror of his car, grabs a skateboard adorned with the flames of hell. Okay, the music is very loud. Is it drowning me out? Or is it just my audio processing issues? Yeah, you need to calm down, Liam. How's that? It's still a little loud for me personally, but I don't want to make it, like, completely non-existent. That's good. Liam is music. Hell. Yeah, he is. God damn. He throws it to the ground, hops on, and starts filming a video. Doesn't bother to look where he's skating. Hail Satan, demon followers! Just tossed out of my official high school reunion. Why? Because your boy Liam told the truth to every single husband of those girlies. Anytime I caught him eyeing me up, got in their face and hit him with a "you gay?" Transphobic as fuck, those straights. Wait, Liam went to our school? Who was he? Liam finally looks up from his phone. His eyes land right on you, looks you up and down as he directs his skateboard right at you. You blush. A social media star is checking you out. Liam stops inches away from you. Oh no, he's hot. Sinfully hot, even more than in his videos. You attempt to speak, but sentences don't come easy in the radiating glow of Liam's hotness. Only joined for a bit to not be bored. Good luck, have fun. Thank you! You have a good evening, Damu. He smirks. Oh my god. Gosh! Gosh! He could do whatever he wanted to right now and you thank him for it. What are you, a nun? Your brain freezes. What? Liam reaches into his pocket and pulls out a tape measure. He extends it and holds it from your waist to the end of your skirt. Wait, it can't. Where's the modesty before the Lord? Realization hits you harder than the stone that killed Goliath. It's the Queen Bee! Your brain breaks. The person who was once no skin, all God has become all skin, all sin! All the responses, comebacks, and perfectly formed speeches you fantasize about telling this person have gone out the window. He's not sinfully hot. No way. Nope, not him. Liam chuckles at your shocked expression. I'm honored. I had no idea you were one of my demon followers. I would have slid into... That grammar's weird. I do not follow you. Occasionally, some of your videos get recommended to me. Some. Barely ever happens. Ever! Liam outstretched his hand and flips the middle finger at an approaching Elias. Liam. I thought sissies weren't invited. Only reason I bothered to show up. Elias puts his hands together, a calming gesture. Lord, give him strength to deal with this unholy terror. She follows me yet didn't know I yeeted my titties. Her algorithm must be homophobic. Yeeted my titties. I love it. Not everyone sees every single video. She probably... But she's a fan. She wants to see everything. Liam shamelessly stretches a leg up into the air as far as possible. You try not to take it in, but it's too majestic. She didn't need to see your trans man masterclass. Best online. You came out 2 years ago. Exactly. I figured my shit out in a quarter of the time most of these dudes do. Elias takes a deep breath. It would not be a good look to punch one of the guests. You step forward, getting right in Liam's face, determined to stop this menace to society. Elias asked me to be here. I've photographed this place hundreds of times, but you got lost getting here! Still hiding behind that camera and getting paid for it? Aren't you lucky? Liam steps even closer to you, an inch from touching. If Liam wasn't glaring daggers at you, his face would be in your titties. The two of you stare each other down. Liam tosses his skateboard to the ground. I'll allow you in. Alloys are so important. Liam flips Elias off again and skates towards the main arrival area. Elias puts on his best, oh god, please don't judge us all for this man smile. He wasn't weird to you or anything, yeah? Are you okay? You nod, but you aren't paying much attention. Thoughts race through your head. Did I just tell off the Queen Bee? I mean, King Bee? I did. And he walked away from me. You haven't felt this empowered in years. You almost pump your fist in the air until you're hit with a horrible thought. But what if that was his plan? To make me think I beat him? He's probably got some big plan to mess with me this weekend. I won't let him. You glare at Liam, at his smug face, not at his very, very, very short shorts that, without him needing to bend over, show off a healthy bit of underbutt. Not that at all. After a night of taking snapshots from behind your camera of the mostly happy reunions, you retire to your room on the first floor of the Vineyard House. It's pretty nice, except for a water stain on the ceiling. You'd worry about what would happen if it rains, except you can't stop thinking about Elias, Angel, and Liam. The conversations with them kept running through your mind. How couldn't they? The surprise of everyone being trans at the reunion can't match how drawn you are to the three of them. You know you're supposed to focus on just taking photos, but maybe, if you have the time, of course, you'll try and chat with them all again. The next morning, the sun shines down on the lake. You snap photos of the guys mingling. Some sit on picnic blankets, others partake in the bounty of available food. With the reintroductions out of the way, they're all just getting to chill, to be themselves and to relax. Not Elias, though. Good lord! New, new, new. Hi, Mommy. What you doing? Oh, did you bring her? Huh? Huh? Oh, I was just gonna ask if you brought those in yet. Yeah. Okay. Elias scampers around, checking to make sure everyone's having a good time. You can barely get a picture of him when he's moving so fast. And is he taking selfies with everyone? And posting them to social media? Your rivalry is over. Your rivalry is over. Anyway, your pictures look much nicer. You look around and spot Angel. I actually didn't get a chance to say bye to Angel last night when Liam made an entire scene. I wonder if Z's alright. You approach Angel, who is dutifully laying out your blanket a little further away from the lake ledge. Hey Angel, how are you feeling this morning? I'm good. Twitch wants their ads, and I'm gonna, like, check the wash quick, so I'm sorry, but I will be stepping away for just a minute.
Okay.
So sorry, I'm back again. Next break, I gotta put my bed back together. Ugh. Ugh. Z smooths out the blanket before sitting down, as if testing the ground, and looks up at you. You? Oh, is Z's inviting me to chat? I'm doing good too. I was worried about you last night since you kinda disappeared. Didn't want to deal with that guy. That guy? Angel points past you, and when you look around, you see none other than Liam, kicking open a window on the second story of the lodge. This man is an utter menace. Oh, yeah, that's completely fair. Z lays down, yawning, before stretching out. It doesn't seem like Z had much else to say, so you give a polite nod. Hail Satan! Liam launches out of the second-story window on his skateboard. No helmet, no patch, just a shrieking comment of smugness with a phone in hand to capture it all. Landing on the roof, Liam hurtles towards the edge. Eyes not towards his possible imminent death, but laser focused on one thing. You. Just before he goes flying over the edge, Liam executes a perfect kickflip. The board spins under him. If he doesn't land this, his skinny legs will be snapped in half. You raise your camera and snap a photo, not because he looks cool, not at all. Bam! He perfectly lands, and the skateboard hits the ground inches away from Angel. Angel does not react. Liam easily avoids Angel and skates on, eyes locked on you. Don't look impressed, don't look impressed, don't look impressed, don't look impressed. Liam winks at you. Crap. Liam turns his attention to his phone, addresses his followers in a low, judgmental voice, full ASMR I'm your mean boyfriend mode. Hey, you were watching that, right? What else would you be doing? You know who I did that for? The one person I was thinking of? It wasn't you. Why would it be? I did it for someone way more important. Liam absentmindedly traces a finger along his lips, points to himself. I don't do this for you. You know why you'll never date me? Because I stay winning. And if I don't, why would you even want me? Pathetic. The D motivational speech has you fuming. 10 years and he hasn't changed one bit. Well, he's changed a few bits, but he's still so... You aggressively raise your camera and start taking photos of anything that isn't Liam. As you watch mostly everyone having fun together, your thoughts drift to who you want to spend time with. Who do we want to spend time with? Angel, I had a feeling it was okay. I wonder what Angel's up to. Out of the corner of your camera lens, you spy Angel with a large buttered croissant in your mouth, standing up and dusting his knees. Saw something when we walked over. Gonna check it out. Love that for you, honey. Bye. The inside of my mini fridge is a mess. I need to do that now too. Damn it. Z nods, then begins heading towards the bushes by the edge of the tree line, now savoring the croissant as he munches loudly. Hey, is it really okay for them to be by themselves? Still be fine, girl. Come catch some noms yourself. He's never gonna get any chicks or followers if he's always a weirdo loser. His vibes are rancid. The smile Elias held for you fades as he looks at Liam. Your vibes are rancid. Fucking dare you to say that again. They're acting like they're in high school again. I'm not standing around to watch this. You stand up and look around the picnic blankets before you speed walking in the direction that Angel took off in, a little worried that you seem to be the only one who cares enough to go after them. I hope I don't get lost. I don't know if I can identify edible mushrooms from the poisonous ones. Your feet slow to a halt as hesitation sinks in. Goodness. Should I go back to the picnic and get some supplies? But if Angel is still on the move, I won't be able to catch up. You take a deep breath, gathering all the courage you can muster and press on. You alone must do this. As you get closer to the edge of the tree line, you spy the glimmer of pastel flowers and sigh in relief. Z's kneeling by a bush with a mesh cloth bag in one hand and the other reaching for a nearby bush. Angel, I was wondering where you were going. Huh? Z looks in your direction, eyebrows quirked in confusion. What's she doing here? What am I doing? What are you doing? Foraging.
Foraging?
Foraging, like looking for plants. This time you're the one who raises an eyebrow. It's plain as day the fact that you two are surrounded by plants. Many plants, in fact. But why? To eat them. Wouldn't that be stealing from the vineyard? Don't think they send anyone down here to harvest. Z lifts the bag up to show you the many red berries within. Whoa, are those raspberries? Close. Thimbleberries. You tilt your head. You've never heard of this fruit before, and the confusion on your face prompts Angel to clear your throat. Thimbleberries are from... Rex! Go back and read this word for me! Rosaceae family, aka roses. They're actually invasive wild plants, but people plant them because they look nice. They only grow in a few places and spoil real fast, so... Rude. Sorry, something fell down behind me and it spooked me. So you'll rarely see them sold fresh. It kinda sounds like Z rehearsed that. Do they taste any good? No, stay. Think so. Similar to raspberries. Honey aftertaste. Oh, I do like the sound of that. I wonder why I've never heard of them before. They're also called salmon berries. Salmon berries? You could have sworn you heard of those from a popular video game you know Elias plays sometimes. Calling them salmon berries sounds less appealing all of a sudden. Try some after I wash them. Think you'll like them. I guess it wouldn't hurt to try one later. Angel studies your expression for a bit, then nods before returning your attention to the bush. You don't think Z's upset by this exchange thus far. It looks like Angel will talk more about food and plants, so I wonder if I can get to know them better that way? You gather your skirt and kneel down next to them, watching the way Z carefully examines a berry before plucking it off the bush. Well, he already kind of mentioned that they don't last long, so... What can you use them for? Same as most berries. Eaten fresh, dry, freeze, cook them in a jam. Have you ever done that yourself? Few times. Always a hit. Rarely get to have any myself. Oh, we're gonna ask both anyways. Illusion of choice. After they're off the bush? A few hours. What about sticking them in the fridge? 1 or 2 days without fungicide. Seriously? She sure aren't kidding about their shelf life. Angel simply nods. Angel sets down the bag Z was filling and pulls out another one from his pocket. You notice a red stain on his fingertips. Do you want to try picking some? Oh, me? Sure. Z hands you a bag, a shiver running down your spine as your fingers brush for a split second. What's going on with me? Come on, Irene, don't act funny. You want to find the ones that are real red. If it's green or pink, leave it for the next person. Can you show me so I know what I'm looking for? Sure. Z gently runs his finger over a berry, then motions for you to do the same. This is ripe. Falls right into your hand. Not too much pressure. You do as instructed, and sure enough, the berry falls right into your palm. Wow, you were right. Fun, right? You turn to face Angel and see the faintest ghost of a smile on their lips. Your heart leaps at the sight. Goodness, Z's really cute when Z smiles. Come over. There's a lot more on this side. Alright. You follow them to another batch of bushes, laden with ripe thimbleberries ready to be plucked. Angel observes as you set to work quickly fill up your bag. Occasionally you steal glances at them, and their smile causes butterflies to flutter in your stomach. Having fun? Angel is actually really nice. I wonder why no one else is spending time with them. I am. Thanks for letting me do this, Angel. Your bag is almost full by this point, but a few more thimbleberries wouldn't hurt. In fact, you spy a particularly large one that calls out to you. Angel, look, this one is huge! Nice find. You reach towards it in your excitement, accidentally squeezing it too hard and splattering its sweet flesh and juice upon your bare skin. You jump and yelp as the sticky liquid runs down your hand and onto your wrist. Oh no, this is my favorite blouse, too. I don't have anything to wipe this juice off with. Got you. Before you realize what's happening, Angel takes your hand and presses a wet cloth down to your wrist. It takes you a moment to register that it's a sanitizer wipe, if only because you're distracted by the calluses on Zer's fingers. They're delightfully firm and rough against your own skin, yet Zer's touch is so gentle as Z angles your hand around to wipe off the remnants of the fruity grenade. You suck in a breath, your heart hammers against your chest. If you had a fainting couch out in the middle of the woods, you would most certainly be making use of it right now. Before you can truly savor this moment, Angel withdraws your hand, and you can't help but feel disappointed by the sudden absence of his skin on yours. There. You're good now. What am I thinking? Have some modesty! Thank you, Angel. I'm glad you were prepared for that. Z nods as if nothing happened, which, in the grand scheme of things, is true, but you feel rather hot after this turn of events. Let's go back. Got plenty of these now. You nod sheepishly, opting to follow as your lead, for fear that if you were to say anything at this moment, you might spontaneously combust. Thankfully, your companion does not mind the lack of conversation too much. You do notice a little more pep in Zer's step, however, and smile to yourself despite everything. Soon enough, you can start making out individual folks from the distant figures as you approach the picnic. What's going on here? Elias and Liam are up in each other's faces. The goose of the forest.
The what of the what?
Hold these. C gives you both bags of berries and jogs ahead towards the picnic goers. You follow behind as best as you can, careful not to jostle the bags too much. Elias's face is covered in icing. What the hell happened while we were gone? Pack it up. We trespass on the goose of the forest's territory. Angel herds the bystanders back to their blankets and baskets, looking over their shoulder and hailing as the goose continues its descent. Elias, Liam, knock it off. Nuh-uh, bitch, kick flipped my cake into the lake. Dude, that's just a waste of a cake. Disgusting. No one cares about your girly-ass picnic. And the goose isn't a gay. He's not allowed. How? No, don't assume. Deal with it later. Hey, why don't we all talk it over calmly like adults? All four of you turn your attention towards the goose of the forest, whose presence draws ever closer. If she's taken photos of people here hundreds of times, how does she not know about this goose? Sus. You wanna fucking go, bird brain? You dare challenge the goose of the forest in his domain? Lord Almighty have mercy on us. Guys, I think you're upsetting the, goose. You yelp as the goose of the forest hisses and bares teeth at you, still approaching all the while. I'll flip your goose ass up the ass! That's animal abuse! You feel lightheaded. The petty violence all around you is dizzying, and you're not sure if there's anything you can do to bring the situation under control. Even then, what would you even do? Your hands are full of thimbleberries. To drop them would be to bruise the precious fruit and render all of Angel's hard work meaningless, but to stand here merely witnessing the unfolding events would spell everyone's doom. You never felt so powerless before in your life. We need to... Ah! You almost don't recognize the unintelligible guttural roar that's shaken you to the bone. It's ancient, deep, horrible. And it's from Angel. I didn't realize Z could get that loud. Everyone freezes in place, watching as Angel claps their hands and stomps loudly. The goose of the forest sees this display of dominance and flees from the scene. It seems that you have been spared from a terrible fate, but at what cost? You look back at Angel, face flushed and chest heaving as Z's catches her breath, before you realize that everyone else's eyes are also focused on them, an unwanted spotlight. Keep cleaning. Need to go. Forgot something. Z turns on their heels and starts to head back towards the lodge without another word. There's a brief moment of hesitation before some folks resume packing up their things again, while others whisper in hushed voices. Damn it, Liam, this is why I told you to quit harshing everyone's vibes. You made Angel's day shitty. His day is probably shitty because you let the sissies come. Irene is allowed to be here, especially when you're the embodiment of toxic masculinity. Who cares? You're just jealous because I stay winning. What in God's name does that even mean? Liam, you're so full of poop. You know what? I can't watch you two anymore. I'm leaving. You jog back to the front of the lodge as carefully as you can, dodging the tree branches and trying not to bruise the thimbleberries. Hopefully you can find Angel again. At last, you make it past the trees and into the clearing. Did Z go back to their room? Your chest heaves as you catch your breath. Somehow, you don't believe Angel opted to go back inside. Angel's probably in the vineyard. I hope he's not too far off. You face the fields of grapes and gather yourself. Though if I get lost, at least I know I can eat the grapes and thimbleberries. You pass through the threshold and between the trellises, hurrying along the path as you retrace your steps from yesterday night. I'm drowning under pressure, killed and no more! Angel? If you reach for the bottle, I'm gonna start a war! Their voice startles you. You weren't even aware Z could be this loud. You follow the source of the music in Angel's voice, wincing as the volume only grows louder as you approach.
Here it comes! Here it comes!
You crest over the hill and find them dancing and headbanging wildly as the music crescendos.
A Molotov cocktail from the depths of my soul! Whoa! Whoa! Damn the flames that swallow us all!
Angel pumps their fist into the air as the guitar thrums and the melody ends. You stand there in awe, watching as the sweet glistening on Zir's forehead drips down Zir's chin. Z must have sensed you as Z shuts their speaker off and wipes their brow. Oh, hi again.
Are you okay?
Am now. You shuffle your feet. I was, worried when you kinda just took off from the picnic. Angel looks you up and down, takes a swig of water, then sighs. Don't like everyone staring at me. I'm sorry, I don't think anyone knew you were going to scream. Try not to do it in front of other people. The goose of the forest ain't someone to fuck around and find out with. I see. Needed to let off some steam after that, and you know how people say talking to plants is good for them? I think the plants appreciate my music. I see. I kind of wonder if Z does this at the community garden Z works at, too. Hang on. Does Z call the goose a someone? A silence falls between you two, and you notice that Angel looks a little distressed. Z wipes her brow again as Z considers you again. Well, what kind of music do you listen to? Huh? Music. Everyone's got their favorites.
I was just surprised you asked, is all.
Z takes another swing of water, letting Zir's shoulder drop. Zir eyes look everywhere except towards you. Angel must be really anxious right now, so I shouldn't keep them waiting.
I just wish I didn't forget what I'm into the moment people ask me.
Really? I've been getting into it.
I've been getting into it lately. I don't think it's anything nearly as hardcore as the stuff that you listen to, but yeah.
Angel tilts Zir head, gaze now focused on you. What band do you listen to?
I'm still really new to it, so I haven't memorized all the names. I think I like the Scarabs. The Lake Lads are easy listening too.
Damn, that's old school. Good place to start, though.
I really like their sound.
Z nods in agreement, then looks at your hands. You didn't put them away?
Put what away?
Thimbleberries. You too look down at your hands and realize with horror that you've been holding the aforementioned berries this entire time.
Oh no, I hope these aren't going to rot soon. I got so caught up trying to find you, I forgot I still had these.
Angel stretches her legs before approaching you, holding her hands out to take one of the bags. You oblige. Let's go back and wash them up before dinner as a snack. You freeze in place at that. Does Z want to have dinner with me? Instead of walking ahead without you, Angel pauses and looks over at you. Coming?
Oh, yes.
Back in your room, you reflect on the events of the day. After you and Angel got back to the lodge, Z washed the thimbleberries and let you have a taste of them. They were the perfect balance of sweet and tart, but for some reason you had no appetite for any more food. Nor for dinner, at any rate. You showered to wash the dirt and sweat off, promptly fell headfirst into your pillow, then lost consciousness for a good few hours.
Today sure was a day.
I know I should go grab something to snack on at least, but I just can't bring myself to get out of my room again. You stare at the hand Angel held briefly, remembering their gentle touch. Your heart rings in your ears.
Why am I so weird about this? Z was just cleaning my hands so I wouldn't get my camera dirty.
There has to be a term for this feeling in your chest. You reach for your phone and type a confused jumble of words into the search bar.
Let's see. Why do I get sad about not holding hands with someone? And search. Huh, found something.
Touch starvation. Lack of contact for prolonged periods of time can cause one to experience intense feelings of isolation and stress. The human body will produce the hormone cortisol in response to stress, which in turn can cause symptoms of physical illness and even long-term damage to your organs.
What? Oh my goodness. Am I going to die?
You scroll down the page some more. Treatment for touch starvation includes physical contact with either humans or animals, exercise, massages.
Oh, a massage sounds nice right now.
You momentarily close your eyes and imagine yourself at a luxurious spa, laying face down at the table waiting for the massage therapist to begin. Scented candles burn around you, filling the air with notes of lavender, rose, and amber. Warm towels cover your shoulders and legs, leaving you perfectly relaxed. The towels are lifted away as a light oil is poured onto your back, followed by strong, firm hands, kneading the knots in your muscles as they come loose. The delightfully rough texture of the calluses feel wonderful on your skin. These skilled hands you're envisioning could only belong to Angel. Your eyes fly open as your heart starts beating wildly like a drummer finally getting their time in the limelight.
Oh no, I really do need treatment. Should I ask Elias for a hug? Or maybe I can punch Liam's smug face.
It would be nice if I could hold hands with Angel again, but I'm so nervous just thinking about them. You slam your face into the pillow and silently scream for as long as you can. While it hasn't solved any of your problems, the bit of catharsis helps you feel better. Frustrated, you jump out of bed and start pacing around your room. I really want to get to know Zem better, but Z's just so shy and kinda weird, but everyone's got their quirks, and that's okay. Not to mention that Z's really hot. I wish I could... You stop yourself in the middle of the sentence. No, I need to stop thinking about Angel like that. People are allowed to be attractive, and I'm sure Z was just being friendly and totally not coming on to me. You nod. You're absolutely certain that you're correct. I need to rest my brain. Sleep this off, or, well, I guess go back to sleep and start fresh. That's the game plan. You stand before your bed and puff out your chest. At this point, you're trying to convince yourself more than anything else. Alright, you've got this, Irene. I'm going to sleep and act so normal and well-adjusted tomorrow. Go me! Fortunately, it's Twitch ad time again, so I will be right back.
Okay, we back? We back. Hello.
Alas, you toss and turn in bed and fail to sleep through the night. Knock, knock, knock! You wake up to someone making a ruckus in the hallway. Rise and shine, besties! Apparently Elias is making the rounds to wake up any lollygaggers. Ah, that really brings me back to high school. You duck your head under your pillow. No time for breakfast. We cracked our eggs too long ago for all that anyways. Cracked our eggs, goddammit. Oh no. With the distraction of all your sexual frustration, regular frustration? You forgot that Elias warned everyone that there would be a vineyard tour, starting at the crack of dawn. It's time to move those little gay legs! You roll out of bed, do your face, and scurry after the group. The vineyard is beautiful, photogenic, romantic. Put a lot of work into these paintings, darn it. And it goes on for miles. Several hours later, you and the rest of the reunion guests shamble back to the lodge, eager for the wine and cheese tasting that Elias has organized.
Ooh, cheese.
You scan the tables, trying to recognize what would be easy on your grumbling stomach. Going without dinner was definitely not one of your smartest moves in recent history. Elias really outdid himself with these cheese and wine tasting. I see this kind of stuff all the time in my photo
Uni
shoots,
100.
but I don't know what most of them are.
Winty! With 100 gay unicorn biddies! Thank you!
You spy the aforementioned host shooting a look of disapproval towards Liam, who is guzzling the contents of an unlabeled wine bottle and being an utter menace to those around him. I think I'm gonna avoid heading in that direction. You approach the charcuterie board with easily identifiable offerings, eyes lighting up as your favorites are in abundance. Oh, sorry, excuse me. Aha, there's crackers, salami, cheddar, and grapes on that one. 2 types of grapes, even. I'm gonna be eating so well. You lay claim to the board, picking out the sharp cheddar and bits of salami. Struck by boldness, you even take a single slice of prosciutto. How utterly brave of you. With your plate reasonably loaded up, you head towards the wine table and look at the offerings there. Let's see, salami is a red meat, so I should pick a red wine. Does it matter which one I get? I think any of them would be fine. It's all bougie to me. You spy a pre-poured glass next to a wine bottle labeled Cabernet Sauvignon? I feel like I was close, but not quite. Its crimson color beckons you closer, and as you reach out to grasp it, you feel a presence behind you. I'm hungry now. Yeah, I'm getting a little hungry too. Oopsies. Cheese sounds good. Recommend the Pinot Noir or Pinot Grigio instead.
Huh?
You hold your plate steady as you turn around, face to face with none other than Angel.
Oh my goodness, Z's way too close.
For better or for worse, Z is oblivious to your current dilemma. Z doesn't meet your gaze whatsoever, instead opting to examine your plate. Got a sensitivity to tannins?
We was just talking about those on forehead last night.
Isn't that fun? I think it was last night anyways. Yummy cheese, heck yeah. And I heard an anime, wow, what's going on?
Ohio!
15 months? Goodness gracious, thank you, nice night. Big, heckin' big preach. And apparently that's got a hype train started? Damn. We was just talking about teens, but right? That'd be some wild timing, y'all.
I don't know what that is.
Okay. Z glances up at you, then at the selections of wines sitting nearby. Red or white?
I'm sorry, I'm really bad at pop quizzes.
No wrong answer.
Oh, that's good. I'll, have the...
Well, since Cobalt thinks they're sensitive to...
What?
Sorry is gifting a sub to Pick Pick.
Heck yeah, Saria! Got that hype train moving! Choo-choo!
Since Cobalt thinks Cobalt is sensitive to tannins, we're gonna go with the white. Angel sets her plate down and uncorks the Pinot Grigio bottle. Choo-choo, motherfuckers! Z then lifts the bottle up with her right hand, takes a glass with her left, and tilts the glass before pouring the white liquid into it. You watch as Z fills the glass up to half of the way before twisting the bottle up, stopping the flow of wine. Z repeats the whole process with the second glass before wiping the neck of the bottle with a napkin.
Thank you for pouring it for me. You seem like such a pro.
Welcome. Think you'll like this one. Your hands momentarily brush against each other as Z hands you a glass, causing your heart to start racing. Didn't you get over this already? I would contribute to the hype train, but I don't know if I can on my own channel. Oops. Smashing the cool button for Staria? Heck yeah. Oh, it's not me, it's the game! You gulp down your nervousness as Angel takes your own glass and swirls it around, lifting it above their lips. You mimic Zir's action. You've taken photos of folks doing this exact ritual before, never quite understanding why, but you're not about to look the fool by pulling a Liam here. Good quality. Aged. Glad we could try it for free. You now notice that Z's smelling the wine, so you sniff your own. It, sure smells like wine, alright. Good wine, I guess? How can Z tell just by scent alone? Toast? Z raises her glass towards you. Oh, this is easy. We're going to clink our glasses together like bushy people. Cheers! You touch glasses and giggle at the clink. So fancy. Now that the formalities are out of the way, you both take a small sip. You think it tastes good, as far as wines go. Try it with your food. Oh, sure. You load a cracker up with cheese and salami, taking a bite out of it, chewing thoroughly, then chasing it down with the wine. You perk up as you notice the flavor profile revealing richer, more complex notes. Hehehe, the Cammy emote. Mother Mary, that's really good! Wine is from our graduating year. Sells for at least over $500. You nearly choke. What? Seriously? You look at the bottle and see that the label is a decade old, then stare back at the liquid in your glass. Ooh, wine and Japanese food. Fancy. You've never paid more than $50 for a single bottle of wine before, let alone any type of alcohol. Enjoy it slowly, unlike Lucifer, Satan, numbers guy. Understood. Angel picks up your plate and nods, then walks off in another direction. You decide to do the same so you can enjoy your food and drink at a proper table. Sears seemed to know so much about wine, like some sort of a somniac? Is that the proper way to phrase sommelier in that? I think is the word in that context? Somniac just makes me think insomniac. Yeah, that's not just me, right? That word's weird. Yeah, I'm not sure going by Google, I'm not sure somniac is an actual word. I'm just getting results for, like, a band. Oh, maybe somniac in there. I literally searched somniac in their element, and one of the first results was University of Pennsylvania School of Medicine behavioral treatments for insomnia. I think they made an oopsie. I think it's an oopsie. I'm going to assume that they meant some sort of like sommelier or something. Guys. Guys, we overthought it. That was the joke. Oops. Wait, that doesn't sound right. Let me look that up. You googled the words wine person on your phone. Sommelier! Angel was like a sommelier. God. If I just clicked 2 more times. Thank you. Thank you for the head pats. I need them. I needed that. You continue munching and sipping slowly as you watch the others. You lament that you didn't think to bring your camera with you this time. The casual atmosphere would have been great to capture. Why, if the whole reason you're here is to take pictures of the party, why don't you just, like, have that on your neck the entire time? Oh, it's too love-struck. Eventually, you run out of food and drinks, so you stand up and return to the grazing tables. There, you find Angel milling about and sampling this and that. Okay, act normal and well-adjusted. We can do this. Hi again. Thank you for the wine. It was really delicious. Angel nods, regarding your empty plate first before meeting your eyes. Goodness, excuse me. Seconds, still got plenty to eat. I was hoping for more, yeah. You look at the first charcuterie board you had taken from and feel a bit of disappointment as you see it's been ransacked since. Z must have noticed your expression fall as Z clears their throat. Need more recommendations? Lots of good food around. Your eyes follow the tilt of Zer's head towards the spread of dishes, the names of which you can't quite recite at the moment. What's the fancy stuff? You gesture at the aforementioned dishes. You can identify some of the obvious ingredients, like salmon, mushrooms, olives, and sun-dried tomatoes, but you've no idea what they taste like. Angel quirks an eyebrow at you. Don't know these from work? I've seen them before, but I'm not always allowed to have any of the food for the guests. Usually it's just the leftovers. Yeah, that's not nice. Damn, not real fair to you. You blush, finding Zir boots to be incredibly intriguing at the moment. It's really embarrassing that I wouldn't know where to start trying these out. Angel shakes your head as that last syllable leaves your mouth. No shame, new food can be intimidating. Any food allergies? Not that I know of. Z nods, then glances at the food waiting to be consumed. What's she in the mood for? As far as flavors go, maybe something porque no los dos. Angel considers the options before picking up a toothpick with what looks like to be some fruit wrapped in bacon. Okay. Bacon and dates. Really like this one. Think you'll like it too. Angel hands you the toothpick and you take a nibble off of it, surprised by the honey-roasted walnut hidden within the cheese mix stuffed inside the hollow date. Bougie. Good lord. You continue chewing. The bacon is just crispy enough without dripping in grease, providing a nice contrast with the flesh of the sweet date and a bite of blue cheese. Applewood smoked bacon. I think I've had applewood smoked, like, chicken sausage before. That's good. The walnut brings it together with a change of texture as well. How is it? Can I just live off this for the rest of my life? Z laughs a little, and you can't help but blush as it tingles in your ears. Is this the first time you've heard some laugh? Angel points you to some other foods you've been eyeing curiously. You nibble on steak, shrimp, baked honeyed brie, and so much more, marveling at this refined world of taste you could only observe through your camera lens before. Angel's acting a lot more outgoing than yesterday. Maybe... Does this mean... Whoa, hang on, I'm getting ahead of myself. Remember, Irene, act casual. These are all so good. Thanks for the recommendations. Want to make sure you're enjoying yourself. What's that dish, by the way? Angel looks in the direction you're pointing and scrunches up your face in disgust at what looks to be a pinkish patty of meat garnished with herbs and topped with a yellow orb? Stay away from that one.
How come?
Steak tartare, raw beef and egg yolk.
What the hell? Who would eat that?
French dish. American sanitization isn't up to par, so don't trust it. Does it taste good if it's made properly? Never tried, not going to. Which is fair. I wouldn't either. That's because you're a wuss. Liam, wine bottle still in hand, lurches forward and snatches the steak tartare, spooning it all into his mouth. There's a moment of clarity when his eyes bug out, but he swallows it, along with his pride. Warned you. Still fucking ate it, but whatever, man. I'm out! Don't let the door hit you. Whoa, did I just hear Angel throw shade at Liam? I wish I'd captured that moment on camera. A couple of the other folks giggle as they watch Liam flee the scene. You yourself turn back to the tables to see what remains as you reach towards some of the grapes. Kaboom! What the? Get back inside, everyone! The sudden downpour corrals all of you back inside the lodge as if Jesus himself was offering you salvation from the storm. A feeling of dread fills you as you rush towards your room, the adrenaline coursing through your veins, pushing you to your limit. You jam the key into the lock and pry the door open, only to confirm that your worst fears have been realized.
How did it flood this fast?
You scan the room, identifying a leak in the ceiling and guessing that the water must at least be ankle deep at this. Good lord! Your other bags are drenched at this point, but your camera equipment and a large shirt you forgot to put away are still on the nightstand. Like, they already pointed out that their ceiling was probably leaking, but the rain just started! If you ford the metaphorical river, you can still secure your camera before it's damaged, but you'd be absolutely miserable if you had to sleep here tonight. Is there a way to drain the water? You're not sure where you'd even dump it, but the panic seeping into your brain is making it hard to stay rational. Are we gonna stay in Angel's room? Maybe I can get some chairs and create a makeshift bridge. Just keep moving the chairs towards where I need to go, and then... Fucking hell, the reunion is cursed. You turn around at the sound of the familiar voice, finding Angel standing a ways away from you. Their boots and jeans are soaked in dripping water all over the hallway.
Your room flooded too?
Yeah, all my clothes are fucking soaked now. Don't have a fancy suitcase. How unstable is this vineyard house? Suicida, fuck are you, indeed. Angel peers through your door, sighs, and steps into the water, wading towards your bags floating in the middle of the room. Z hauls them out before heading back your way, and you reach out to take them from them.
Oh, gosh, Angel, thank you for helping me with this.
Z turns around and repeat the process once more before gently cradling your camera into your hands, being careful not to splash any water on it. This motion alone sets your heart ablaze.
Thank you so much. You have no idea how much this means to me.
Angel doesn't respond. Instead, Z only kneels down to wring out the water from their jeans. No, you're gonna have to share a bit. Exactly. Oh no. It's almost comical just how much water Z manages to squeeze out, if not for the most intense and upset expression you've seen on their face. Angel, there you are. Elias jogs towards the two of you, panting. I'm so sorry again for your things getting soaked. I'll try to run everything through the laundry machines and you can sleep in the... He finally looks past Angel and registers the fact that your room is quickly turning into a sunken ruin. The. You reach out and put your hand on his shoulder, hoping it's a consoling gesture. It's fine, Elias. No one knew this would happen. What were you trying to say? Elias meets your gaze with a dead look in his eyes. The wedding suite. Angel could sleep in the wedding suite, but that's the only room available. Elias buries his face in his hands and starts pacing around in circles, muttering something low. You've seen him do this before, right before a deadline when several writers were all scrambling to get something together. Suddenly, an idea pops into your head. It might be a little dishonest, but considering the circumstances, there's not much anyone else can do. You gulp, then steel your resolve. If there was a time to take a chance, then it was now. If the wedding suite is the only available room left, Angel and I can both check it out. You feel a bead of sweat run down your forehead as the two men stare at you in disbelief of your boldness. I mean, there's probably a couch there, right? One of us can sleep there and the other in the bed. I don't know if that's... Okay, we'll look at it. Oh, cool. Okay. You two arrive at the wedding suite, greeted by a large, solid oak wood bed decked out in rose petals and other romantic fixings. You spy a gift basket with fancy champagne sitting on a table nearby. Why is there already champagne in the room? I feel like usually they would set that out for after someone books the room. Well, this room is dry. You turn to face Angel, who is already halfway to the bathroom. Showering first, if that's fine. Filipino man? Yeah, it did say earlier that Elias is Filipino. Oh, sure, and I'll sound like a broken record, but thanks again for, The bathroom door closes with some force, cutting you off. Helping me earlier with my stuff. This room is now yours to wander about, so you examine your surroundings. I should probably charge my phone before I forget. Glad those lamps aren't too bright. You plug your phone in, then turn to the bed, running a finger over the pillows and blankets. Holy Mama Mary, these are silk satin pillows and Egyptian cotton blankets. They're so smooth and soft. You press down on the mattress. This bed is memory foam, and I think these are real rose petals too. They really went all out in this place. You fall backwards onto the mattress and sigh in relief, already dreaming of how comfortable your night will be sleeping in this bed. Eventually, you eye the door to the bathroom, hoping that your plan to get closer to Zem works. The atmosphere in the room is perfect after all. Something has to happen. At least, you hope. Surely the feeling is mutual. Otherwise, why would Angel have sought you out earlier? And not just once, but multiple times. Angel's really taking your time there with that shower, huh? Can't blame Zem for being stressed out by the storm. Though I'm starting to get a little anxious myself. You sit up again and grab the gift basket to rummage through the assorted snacks, finding gourmet popcorn, dark chocolate bar— oh hell yeah, dark chocolate bar— and even a bag of peach rings that seem out of place. Nothing as good as the food Angel was pointing out to you earlier, at any rate. Again, dark chocolate bark. None of the snacks really call out to you, so you pick up the champagne bottle, rotating it around to inspect the label. I guess it wouldn't hurt to have a bit of this. You pop open the bottle and pour some into a clean champagne flute, sipping on it slowly as you close your eyes. In this momentary silence, you try to calm yourself. Shower's free now. Hello? You're close? Sir? What? You interrupt yourself by choking when you realize Angel isn't wearing anything else besides their boxers. You okay? Z rushes to your side and rubs your back as your coughing fit slowly subsides. You look up at Zem and see concern in your eyes, but can't help it when your gaze wanders. I thought I clicked past something for a second. Zir's strong, stocky chest is on full display, and despite the very cute pattern on the boxers themselves, Angel's happy trail is making you feel a certain way. Your heart is going a million miles an hour. God damn it, game.
I'm okay now, thank you, Angel.
Good. You look away. Suddenly your plan to confess your feelings is sounding so much harder than it was before. Thankfully, you have liquid courage in your hand. You try to very subtly chug what's left in your glass and pour yourself more. Angel just looks at you in confusion.
I'm really lucky to have you here with me right now. This whole weekend has been so wild, hasn't it?
Sure. You take another sip of your champagne, pumping yourself up for what you want to say next.
I wanted to tell you something, by the way.
Oops, Twitch wants their ad money. I'll be back while I put my sheet back on my bed. A break dance.
Hello, I'm back.
I think we've been learning a lot about each other over the past few days, and I think I like you. Angel squints at you. Would be sad if you didn't feel positively about me. I guess, but like, I really like you. Pause. Angel doesn't meet your gaze. Cool. I think you're alright too.
Oh my god, is they rejecting me?
You suck in a breath, then chug the rest of your glass.
Angel, I mean to say that I think you're really hot and we're both alone right now, so if you wanna...
Damn, this bitch is forward! They're drunk. That's fair. Although, she was kind of implying things the night before already, so... I'm autistic, not stupid. I understood you the first time. Ayo? We stan? You freeze. You really should have realized that Angel was some sort of neurodivergent, but the thought never occurred to you. You look like a fish out of water, mouth gasping for air. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I had no idea. It's whatever. I'm more concerned about you being tipsy. Z takes the empty glass from your hand and sets it down. And trying to pull something on me because I'm in my boxers. My clothes are wet. What else am I supposed to wear?
I'm sorry, I only wanted to know you better, and...
You've only had 2 glasses of champagne, but it feels like it's hitting you like a freight truck full of bricks.
I'm so confused. This whole reunion has been a lot for me, and I feel so out of place around all of our old classmates because everyone thinks I'm a homophobic cis girl, but I don't know. I thought I was some kind of closet lesbian this whole time? But I see you're all being so hot, so maybe I am straight? Or maybe I'm bisexual. Is it pansexual these days? Some secret third or fourth thing? I just don't know. And you still haven't told me if you like me too, and I feel so gross and icky and...
At this point, you're sobbing and heaving and entirely incoherent and also fanning yourself with both hands. In other words, you're an unsexy hot mess.
Oh my god, do you hate me? I just wanted to.
Irene. You stop sniffling as Angel gently takes your wrist and slides the champagne flute back into your grasp. You grip the stem of it like a baby being given a rattle. Drink. You drink what's in the glass, realizing that it's water. Angel pours more into the glass. You drink again. Z presents you with a tissue box. You take a tissue and blow your gross, slimy snot into it, then toss it into the trash can nearby. Good. Now inhale. You breathe in deeply. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Release. You exhale completely. Drink more. You oblige, gulping the water down. Calmer now? You nod. It's less a question and more a statement, as if Z was trying to manifest the state of being for you. Okay, should probably go shower. Z helps you over to the bathroom and lets you do your thing. You take your time washing your hair, then your face, then the rest of your body, feeling the hot water take all the sweat and grime away. It definitely helps clear your head, too, helping you realize that you turned Angel's concerns into your own monologue. That was rude of you, to say the least. You resolved to apologize properly this time, once you dried off. An awkward silence hangs in the air as you step out of the bathroom. The loose shirt gives your skin some room to breathe, but you're still a tad uncomfortable at the situation you put yourself in. Angel's probably feeling even worse. I need to focus on their feelings instead. You go back to the other side of the bed where Angel is and sit a ways away to give them some privacy. Z hasn't looked up yet.
Hi, Angel.
No response.
I wanted to apologize for making things about me earlier.
Z glances at you out of the corner of her eye.
That was really unhelpful and dismissive dismissive of your concerns. It's not an excuse, but I didn't realize I was making you uncomfortable because... Your voice trails off as you watch Angel nonchalantly pours himself some champagne. As he lifts the flute up to drink, you can't help but stare, transfixed at Z's throat as Z swallows. Can you not? Caught red in the act, you tug on the hem of your shirt and look down in shame. What else? You're very attractive and I like you? Do you actually even know me, Irene? You look up and wince. Did you know my family ain't even Christian or that I sell pot on the side? You know what kind of place I live in? Fuck, do you even know what my favorite color is? This bitch is too real, back up. I wanted to learn more about you. That's fine. I'd be fine with that. But you think cornering me into the same room as you is gonna make me feel safe when I've been trying to get some privacy this whole time? I'm sorry. I don't know what else to say. Angel sighs and looks away, then sips on the rest of your champagne. I'm upset. Talking is hard for me. But we're both adults. We can try to understand each other, and sometimes that means I have to talk. You nod, making sure Z sees you. You and me, we're strangers. You haven't kept in touch with the rest of us. I don't get how you can have a crush on someone you don't know. Fucking mood, dog. It's normal for other people, but not for me. It's... Z pauses, gathering your thoughts. I don't catch feelings for folks I don't know. Demi-romantic is what it's called. This bitch is me! Autistic, demi-romantic, trans mask, let's go! You haven't heard of that one. Angel finally looks at you again. I don't hate you. I just don't know you. You swallow. There's a growing sense of dread in the pit of your stomach. Didn't know you in high school. Barely know you now. I don't feel anything towards you like that. Doesn't have to stay like that, though. You look up, a faint glimmer of hope in your chest. I'd like it if we can get to know each other after this. Properly. The sudden thunder startles you, causing you to jump. It doesn't help that your thoughts are still swirling all over the place. Angel lifts the covers and motions you over. Come here. You're shaking. You wordlessly crawl in next to Angel, making yourself comfortable as Z drapes the blanket around your shoulder to tuck you in. After that's done, Z pulls you into her chest. It's been a long day. Sleep. Neither of you say anything else as the wind, rain, and thunder continues to storm in. All you do is listen to your heartbeat until the steady pace of it lulls you to sleep. It takes some amount of effort, but eventually you're able to pry your eyes open from your deep slumber. You can't remember the last time you slept this well. You blink the sleep out of your eyes, slowly realizing that you're being very gently held by a shirtless Angel in a very cozy bed. Last night, I got tipsy and started crying and there was a storm, and then Angel hugged me? You look down at your own shirt, then back up at Angel's face. Z looks so peaceful right now. You're not sure what time it is, but a few more minutes in bed won't hurt. Oh no. You have to pee! Maybe you can wriggle out without waking them up? You squirm a little and lift Angel's wrist up, hoping to slip through quietly, but your arm proves too heavy for you to do so. You huff, pumping yourself up to try one more time until you feel Zir's hand stroking the top of your head. Oh, She's petting me in her sleep. This is actually kind of nice. Damn it, I still need to pee though. Angel, Angel, Angel.
Z does not stir. In fact, Z pets you more.
Angel, I need to get up. I have to pee. Please. Please, please. Angel, I have to pee or my bladder will explode.
God damn. Not my cabbages. You rattled the bars of your cage, aka your arms, as you're on the verge of frothing at the mouth.
God, if you can hear me right now, I have to pee really, really bad. Please, Lord Father, who art in heaven, grant me the strength not to piss myself.
Angel's eyes flutter open just as you're about to start clawing and biting like a feral cat. Morning.
Thank heavens you're awake. Now please let me go. I have to pee really bad.
Okay. Angel lifts her arm up and you quickly roll out of bed, nearly falling off the mattress as you scramble for the bathroom. You stayed in the wedding suite a little longer than Angel, so by the time you walk out to the front, everyone else has already packed up their things to go. You snap one last handful of photos of tearful hugs and waves, though you very deliberately avoided the gaggle of guys being held hostage by Liam's influencer antics. Angel is still Avatar fan confirmed, right? Finally, you reach Elias, who has your luggage at his side. He looks absolutely wrecked. Go piss, girl, indeed.
Oh, Elias, thank you so much for drying my bags. You really didn't have to do that.
Girl, yes I did. I don't want your last memory here to be of that nasty mildew smell. You gotta give me what I paid for.
Yes, the photos I've been taking this whole time. Give me a day or two to sort them out, and I'll have them in your little gay hands.
No, at the very beginning, they mentioned that there's like a normal class reunion about an hour away. But these guys decided to have their own queer reunion. So I'm assuming the ones that did not show up to this reunion are, you know, still girls.
By the way, didn't you dry Angel's stuff? Where is he?
Oh, Z already got their bags loaded into their truck. Said Z wanted to check out one last thing before Z left.
Oh no, I didn't get to say goodbye to them yet.
As if on cue, your phone goes off. You slip it out of your pocket and stare blankly at the screen. Good morning, Irene. This is Angel. I didn't keep you long this morning. Elias gave me your contact info since I wanted to head down to the lake one more time. If you haven't left by now, I'd like to try and speak to you in person one more time. I'm not sure if he's standoffish or just stressed AF. Because he is the one organizing this whole thing, so he's like putting up with Liam getting in his face, having to deal with, oops, 2 of my guest bedrooms flooded. Cause he didn't seem this standoffish at first. When you got to the party, he was like, "Oh, hi! So glad you made it." So I think he's just in a mood because of all the bad stuff going on. My bad, I didn't have the content. It's all good. How's the phone at 22%, but the picture of the battery is that far? That don't math.
Angel practically wrote an essay.
What's up?
Huh? Oh, Angel is at the lake. Is it cool if I head down there?
Go for it, girl! See, that's closer to how Elias was at the beginning. Elias waves you off as you head down to the lake. As you approach the water, you spy Angel by the thimbleberry bushes, just starting to harvest another bag's worth.
Hi, Angel. Can I pick berries with you?
Z looks up at you and nods, a shy smile on her face. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, of course.
Elias has such Bobby energy. Why? Does that make me think of King of the Hill? I've met lots of Filipinos during my stay. That makes sense. You two search for berries on the bushes in front of you, letting the ambience of the forest fill the silence. It's peaceful, just focusing on the task at hand. Wanted to talk about last night and apologize.
We already settled things, didn't we?
Shouldn't have snapped at you, though. Masking is hard. Big mood. The both of you stop plucking berries and turn to each other. Don't... ADHD, yo! Don't hide that I'm autistic and have ADHD online, but didn't keep in touch. But you didn't keep in touch. It was awkward. Should have said something.
It's not really your fault either.
I shouldn't have assumed I could just mosey back into your life and pick up where we left off a decade ago. Even then, like you said, we didn't really know each other back then either. Angel nods, then tilts her head. You take product photos? They're not my favorite subject, but I can do those. New batch of jams and pickles are ready to sell. Need pics of those for my shop.
Oh?
Text you my address when I get it set up if you want. Even cook you something nice. You can't help the excited grin spreading on your face, nor your hand reaching towards Angel's. Z gives you a little squeeze, and you delight in how warm her calloused palm is.
I'm looking forward to it.
Writer Elias wrote. Writer Angel wrote. Seamus Kelly is a Liam writer.
Well, I guess that's it.
I probably should have saved that pick who you want to pursue. So if I wanted to pursue the other two, it'd be easier, but well, that was fast. Yeah, I didn't think it was that long. It was free, so it was free, and the description really only mentioned there's 3 routes and they all have good endings. So if I didn't like stop for ad breaks and stuff, this probably would have only been like an hour and a half. Yeah. Sensitivity consultant. Other sensitivity consultant. Thank you for You're welcome. Thank you for making Angel me, basically. So excited for the Mighty Nen. I am happy for you, but I know nothing about those shows. So yeah, that was fast enough that we could very feasibly just speed through the other two routes. I'm not sure I will, but at the very least, I think I'm just gonna quickly click through to where the... Who are you going to pursue? Look at... This thing has no soul. Get the deadness in its eye. Cobra chicken. Well, this will give us different dialogue. What are we doing this weekend? Oh, wait, no. You, my dear friend, are our guest. It'll be a fun surprise. Surprise, huh? I'm not exactly the biggest fan of those, you know? And speaking of surprises, I don't see any other, you know, girls here at this event. That's dialogue we already had, so whatever. He makes fun of us for not knowing what queer means. I just remembered I'm hungry. Huh. No's playing some more of his horse game. It's kind of funny zoning out and clicking through all this dialogue. And then, like, mildly jump scaring myself with the sound effects. Oh. That's as good a time as any for ads, I suppose. Seafood ramen, fried scallops, and crab meat soup. Dang, fancy. finished all the clickety click click. Did we want to pursue anyone else? Or did we want to yell at me to go get food and call it a night? I'm guessing it would probably take like an hour and a half tops to do the other 2 routes at this point. You'll eat now. Alright. Grabbed my last load of wash out of the dryer. I got leftover pizza from my sister's party out of my mini fridge. Which I think I'm gonna have to defrost because it's very wet on the inside and has a big ass chunk of ice. fact that y'all are still here, I'm going to say we wanted to do at least one more route. Oh, it's 10:30. Yeah, we could do one more. And I have, just a slight feeling that our preference would probably be Elias. Just a guess. I'll be back. I want to be bad and get more pop. Nom nom. Nom peppers. I've come to the realization that eating during a visual novel, especially one that does not have voiceover, is not my best idea. Cause, took a big old bite of pizza crust, clicked to progress the dialogue, and then couldn't read the dialogue because I had pizza crust in my face. Goodness gracious, excuse me. No, you see, there is background music. It's just Liam's background music is obscenely loud. So we had to crank it down to oblivion. Is that music or just ambiance? Never mind, that might just be ambiance. Yeah, no, I think it's just ambiance right now. That's my bad. Y'all can read, right? You can read for yourselves while I eat and just kind of occasionally go clicky click. The crust on this pizza is really weird because it's like curly. Like when I first saw it, I thought it was a stuffed crust, but no, it's just like curls up on itself. It's weird.
Noom, noom. Just decided to be nice to me today. Hello, Abs. How are you this evening? Doing great. Awesome. I'm just letting you guys read while I stuff with my face with pizza because I want to kind of shove in a second route before I go to bed. So I'll go back to reading when I'm done with my pizza. Hey, look at this fancy bitch. A pixel puppet stumbled in. Hello. I'm just making y'all read while I finish this pizza. Were you expecting a gentleman caller? Bitch, maybe. Gosh darn it, excuse me. You were swatting your hand around. What? Was I? You quickly tuck your hand under your shirt. I was just thinking that I grabbed too much food is all. Can't argue with that. Can't argue with that, but this is giving real rich people tea party vibes right now. I just like little finger sandwiches, okay? A dainty snack for a dainty lady, or a lady with dainty tastes. Are you saying I'm not dainty? I mean... Wow, how rude. Faux enraged, you grab one of the sandwiches, dainty and perfectly suited for you to your aesthetic. Thank you very much. And throw it at his head, throw it in the lake, or think better of throwing it even though you really want to. Nah, we're gonna throw it at his face. Elias dodges it with ease. The startled expression on his face is satisfying, at least. Ah, there's the Irene I know. Ha! Elias's hearty laugh is cut short by the sudden arrival of an unruly goose. The haunting slap of the goose's creepy little feet across the grass ripples through the crowd, their attentive looks turning into panic. The goose is beelining right for you with the sandwich behind Elias. The goose of the forest. Oh god! Elias's words have devolved into little more than desperate mumbling, and his fingers twitch in midair like they might be able to grasp the invisible solution to this problem. Eep! Elias practically jumps out of his skin as the goose lets out its horrifying honk once more, charging towards the picnic basket. Ah! Run! In a masterful display of confident adulting, Elias practically dives behind you, his shaking hands gripping the back of your cardigan. You stare down this charging goose. Flashes of the confrontation from the night before flicker through your mind. The goose had come out of nowhere, startling you in the dense, dark forest, charging at you now. Well, in broad daylight in the middle of the field, you can see. It's just a goose. You can't deny its horrifying visage and rude temperament are things to reckon with, but this goose will not win this day. Now's your chance to reclaim your honor and protect Elias. Or something. You stand up, preparing for your glorious battle. Stare down the goose, surely it will back down, straight up grapple the goose, it's smaller than you, forfeit your sandwiches to the goose. Go win the war. No. No, we gonna fight. We gonna fight it. It's just a goose. Right? It's just a goose. You could take it. You plant your feet on the picnic blanket, your skirt and cardigan hiding Elias in your protective shadow. The goose shows no signs of flagging, its eyes gleaming with killing intent. It approaches the picnic basket, spreading its wings in a threatening manner. You hold your ground even though your knees desperately want to buckle. It straightens out its neck, pointed at your ankles. Or, more likely the sandwich next to your ankles. It knows what it wants. It takes a step forward, and you take a mashing step, not letting it gain any ground. After an intense stare down, the goose takes a step back. It's working! It once again points its stupidly long neck at the sandwiches. You reach down slowly and grab one, holding it up. The goose's beady little eyes are locked on target. You hold the sandwich out to the goose, and it wastes no time snatching it from your hand. With one last honk, it backs away, returning to the horrible waters from whence it came. That wasn't grappling it! The game lied. Phew. Is it gone? Elias finally scoots out from behind your legs, watching the retreating form of nature's most evil bird. Yes, the goose is gone. You can stop cowering now. Huh? How did you get the goose to leave? He's so startled, he doesn't even take offense to your subtle jab. That goose just wanted a sandwich. As long as you don't look like prey, it probably won't attack. Right? I mean, I guess so. These are super territorial, though. There's definitely an alternate universe where it ate your face. You roll your eyes, desperately trying to force down the image that pops in your head. Yeah, just sit down and eat some sandwiches with me.
Did he capitalize goose? I didn't process it, but there are some, like, typos in here, so it wouldn't surprise me. You drag him by the wrist to sit next to you and put a fresh sandwich in his hand. Thank you? You smile. No problem. Now, please eat some of this stuff. I don't want to awkwardly bring it back. Elias looks surprised for just a beat, but he quickly lets out an awkward laugh. It's a beautiful thing. Wait, no, a nice thing. That's what you meant. It makes his face light up and relax in a way you haven't seen in years. Yeah, you're just worried about him. That's it. As you're about to grab some of the watermelon for yourself, you notice that there's still a bit of mayo dripping down Elias's hand. Before you get the chance to think better of it, you grab his hand. Irene? Oh, they do call it the goose of the forest or something, so you're right. It might have been intentional, actually. As a title. Irene! Where is it? And lick a smooth stripe up the back of it, scooping up all of the misplaced condiment. It's only after several very long, very awkward seconds have passed that you realize what you did and glance up to see Elias's very red face. Huh? What the heck are you supposed to say now? Oh my, how bold. I didn't... Elias is grinning now, though his face is still red. My, this good Christian girl has such scandalous impulses. Whatever shall we do with her? Fully recovered, Elias will definitely remember this forever. Just eat your stupid sandwich! You shove it into his face, but even the piece of slightly wilted lettuce sticking to his cheek doesn't dim his mood. Of course. I must lead by example so that you may find your path to the light. You should have let the goose have him. With no other choice left, you get up and flee from your blanket before Elias can get another word in. You're debating whether to abandon your entire lunch and seek shelter in your room from the embarrassment when you hear Elias and Liam arguing in the distance. For the last time, no, you can't kickflip the goose of the forest. Not with that wimpy attitude. You decide to ignore that. You also hear Angel somewhere. Rah! Whoa! What in the fresh heck? Was that actually Angel? You look around and finally spot Zem. Angel is busy yelling, clapping, and stomping at the goose, who is doing an uncannily accurate impression of a human glare in return. It seems Z is trying to keep the goose away from the sandwich remains. I guess Z's protecting the goose in their own unique way. Immediate danger to yourself and the wildlife satisfactorily avoided, you decide to run back into the lodge to get a break from the heat. Yeah, that's why. Some time to yourself in the lodge has given you a little clarity. At least that's what you'd like to say. The reality is you've done nothing but stare out the window and daydream since you got back to your room.
Corgo 100.
Goodness gracious! Another 100 Corgo biddies? For me? Thank you, Winty!
I need some hearts. Well, bam. What is even going on with me this weekend? It's like being around my high school classmates is dragging me right back to how I felt during high school, too. You instinctively shake your head to will away the memory of those thoughts from long ago, but something gives you pause. Your window has a beautiful view of the lake. Elias was right. It really is romantic. But down by the tranquil shore, you spot a few different figures. Liam is on the dock, probably attempting to flip a boat or something ridiculous like that. would have loved to see that smug prick try to pull that off, though. Angel is just barely in view, wading up to their knees at the edge of the lake to examine some cattails on the border of the lake. I know Z's more knowledgeable about plants than me, but I'm still worried that he's going to try and eat one. Z must want to. They look like forbidden corn dogs. But in this lovely scene, one person is nowhere to be seen. Scene. Elias. It's not like you were looking for him or anything, Baka. But among all these strong personalities, his is noticeably absent. I can't hide from him the whole weekend, can I? You definitely can't. So, what? I should go find him. It's kind of pointless to throw a whole separate reunion party if you don't even get to enjoy it, right? I think the only time I've seen him relaxed was earlier at the picnic, and he was being terrorized by the goose just before that. I'll go find him. With renewed resolve and a bit more clarity, you grab your camera bag and head out. Is the star game being rude, Abs? You expected to be looking for a while, but you find Elias fairly quickly, flitting around a group of people playing volleyball in a field. You're not entirely sure what he's doing, but one thing is clear. He's back to working. Again. You stifle the embarrassment, threatening to well up inside you, adjust your skirt, and begin strutting, with what you believe is more of a CEO power walk, to the target of your concern-based ire. Elias! He jumps ever so slightly and turns to look at you. His smile is normal. The only thing different is the faint dusting of red across his cheeks. Oh, hey, Irene, I was wondering which ghost nabbed you. It was a little warm by the lake, so I just went to cool off in my room for a minute. You're not gonna ask about the ghosts? I think that's a kind of worms I'd rather not open. Besides, they'll probably show up in some of my photos if they're there, right? Boo, you're no fun. Yeah. Just harshing my vibes all over the place. I get it. Throwing off my most royal of grooves. One more, and I'm gonna find the ghosts and send them after you. Alright, fine. What's up? Did you need something? Just you. That came out wrong. Lord above, that came out so wrong. You clear your throat as you scramble to think of something to say while Elias's smile shifts dangerously close to a smirk. I was hoping you could help me set up a backdrop for some portraits. Oh yeah, I can do that in a bit. Does he look disappointed? What you thinking for the backdrop? Well, since we've driven off the goose, I thought some shots in front of the lake might be nice. Oh yeah, nice lighting, pretty water, very romantic. Very gay. Hell yeah, very gay. I will come you with that hint? He checks his watch. Exactly 1 hour and 42 minutes. Scratch that 1 hour and 45 minutes. I forgot to account for Liam's upcoming kick-flipping attempt. I know it's coming. Dorito! Yep, as expected, he's completely overbooked himself. What are you working on right now? Huh? Oh? The catering staff needs to get tables set up here for the morning, but these guys are still playing volleyball, so I'm trying to figure out somewhere else to put the tables. Well, that explains why he was just awkwardly flitting around them. Or just tell them to play somewhere else? I don't want to harsh their vibes. That's criminal. This event is way too cool and chill for such unexpected inquisitions. I go sleep. Now it's pretty late and I wasn't actually expecting Twitch to work. I'm glad it did though. I wasn't sure if I wanted to mention it or not, but I thought it was pretty late for you. I'm glad you did poke by for a few minutes though. Night, Abs. You gave him your best impression of done with your crap. It's a vineyard. There's literally miles of fields where they can play. There's also miles of fields of where they can put the tables. By that logic. But you take a deep breath. Is that how you're going to treat the gracious knight who protected you from the attacks of the most evil geese? Elias's face turns a little redder. The volleyball players do not seem to notice.
But and whose tongue gently saved you from the mustard-related thing? I thought it was mayo. I might be crazy, but I would have sworn it was mayo. Watch us be judgy about what the dialogue says again, and Elias is about to be like, wasn't it mayonnaise?
Well, that got the volleyball players' attention at least. One of the players, who was about to receive the ball, gets hit full in the chest and falls over with a loud oof.
Irene!
Yes, Elias? Oops, Twitch wants our ad revenue. I'll be right back. Oh, look at that. I was back before the ads this time. Amazing. Yes, Elias. Your face is beginning to heat up a little, but throwing Elias off his game is pretty worth it so far. Elias goes through a portfolio reel of emotions and finally lands on pressing his palms together and taking a deep breath. Okay, fine. If you promise that you will never say those words again, I will bump your backdrop request up on the list. Alright. Just let me figure out the tables. You lean around him to address the volleyball players.
Hi there! Sorry for the interruption, but would you mind moving your game elsewhere?
Weeb.
Weeb! The Haikyuu hopefuls shuffle about,
Feet scuffling bits of sand around as they glance between each other.
and make a grilled cheese. Oh, hell yeah, that sounds tasty.
Their collective gaze eventually lands on the super tall player nearest to the net, who is probably the captain of one of these teams.
Volleyball player looks so fancy!
Sure, sorry. We didn't see you there. He scratches his neck awkwardly. The player who got hit in the chest struggles to his feet. He had the wind knocked out of him, but he seems no worse for wear, well, aside from the leaves in his hair.
No worries! There should be plenty of space down by the lake now that everyone's done eating.
Okay, we'll get going then. They quickly untie their net and shuffle as one awkward herd towards the lake. You turn back to Elias.
There. All good.
That was horrifying. What the hell? You give him an extra girly giggle.
Don't cross me!
Elias straightens up, saluting you. Yes, ma'am.
Alright, let's get to work on that backdrop, shall we?
But
what?
there's still some stuff that needs tending to.
You promised! Besides that, you have a bunch of staff here. I'm sure they can handle it.
No, I have to...
What did I just say, Elias?
You smile serenely, loving the way it visibly puts him a little bit on edge. Come on, I need you for this. If you don't come along, I'll be forced to drag you. Okay, there's no way you can...
Too late!
You grab a fistful of his lapel and start dragging him off to the lake, just as promised.
Wait! Irene, it wasn't a challenge.
You hum happily, dragging him along as he stumbles here and there on the uneven ground.
What happened to the cute picnic girl? I want her back!
Cute picnic girl Irene is not here right now. Please leave a message and she'll get back to you in a bit. Beep.
Why?
It's a short walk, and halfway through, Elias has given up trying to wiggle his lapel free from your death grip, trained by years and years of protectively clinging to your expensive DSLRs. You're not sure what the plan is from here. You'd make the backdrop you'd made the backdrop excuse on the fly, and now you need to actually make one. It's alright though, you've been slacking a bit in your photo taking for various reasons. Like the goose. Yeah, the goose. Nothing else. As you're walking towards the lake, a couple of things catch your eye. First, your picnic basket is still sitting under the tree right where you left it. It seems like someone put the food back inside for you. Second, some canoes are tied up on the dock posts.
Yeah, that'll work just fine.
You drag Elias over to the tree, pick up the picnic basket, then make your way over to the docks where you finally let go of him. He straightens his shirt with a scandalized expression. Okay, now that you've successfully terrorized at least a dozen people, what's the plan for the backdrop? You point out the canoes.
I was thinking we could have people sit in the canoe.
Maybe put some flowers or string lights around it. It'll look pretty with the water reflections in the evening. That's just asking for people to get flipped out of the canoes into the water. Oh yeah, that'll be hella nice. Do you have some stuff already? I think we have some string lights somewhere, but...
Oh, I've got some in my picnic basket.
You know, the only thing in there is an unpleasantly warm variety of sandwich pieces and watermelon, but Elias doesn't need to know that.
I'll need to pick some flowers, but I'll wait until the evening so they're fresher. Plus, Angel would probably be better at that anyways.
Here. You hand him the basket. Hop into that canoe there and start stringing up the lights. Just loop them nicely around the inside edge. Cool. How are you going to power them? They're battery powered. Didn't she just say she lied and there's none in there? He's gonna fall in the water. I'm calling it now. Elias is gonna go in the water. Coolio, I'll get on that then. What are you gonna do? I'd like to scout out the flowers so I know what my options are. Should only take a couple of minutes. Okay. Satisfied with your random answers, Elias utilizes the dock ladder to climb down the few feet to the canoe. You will have to run fast. You not so subtly slide over the docking rope, tugging at the thick knot around the post. It's rather tight. Clearly no one has untied it in some time. Still, you manage to loosen it with some concerted effort. Out of the corner of your eye, you see that Elias has dug into the bottom of the basket. His attention is elsewhere. You finally free the rope and toss it aside. Hey, Irene? I can't find the lights. Are you sure they're in here?
They should be.
You keep your tone carefully neutral. Hang on, I'll jump on and look. And jump on you do, maybe a bit too quickly. You lose your footing a little as you step hard into the boat, but Elias catches your arm to steady you. Whoa there! Watch your step. Skirts ain't made for swimming. You manage to regain your footing just enough to take a seat on the bench across from Elias, I'll bet with more force than intended. The boat rocks a little, but it stabilizes quickly. Oops! Haven't had to get in a boat in a while. Did you used to get in boats a lot? I've been canoeing a few times. My dad really liked it. Huh. You never mentioned that. You got any other secrets in there, Master Angler, Drill Sergeant?
Nope.
Yeah, I believe you instantly with that. He stops, looking up. Are we moving? You glance back at the dock, like you hadn't noticed the boat drifting further and further away from it.
Oh, no, I guess we are.
You. Tell me you didn't. You smile, resting your chin in your palms playfully. I may have. Elias makes an indignant little sound, somewhere between a snort and a huff. Irene! Yes? I have stuff to do! Not anymore, you don't! He opens his mouth, but shuts it again just as quickly. You may not know a ton about Elias's family, but you do know one thing. Elias almost certainly doesn't know how to row a boat. His family has a yacht, but they don't do any sort of manual outdoor activity. They probably think they're above it or something. Either way, you thought up a beautiful exploit. What's he gonna do? Jump off and ruin his nice fancy shirt? Unlikely. Now he's stuck here with you. And you're... Oh. You're stuck here with him. You awkwardly fumble to pick up the oars and start rowing gently. Alright, well played. I applaud your masterful deceit. He takes a sarcastic bow, the sunlight reflecting off the water highlights and the gentle curves of his cheekbones. I'm glad you appreciate my genius. He looks up at you, expression hard to read. So what's the plan now? You've got me captive. Indeed you do. It's a small lake, and you're almost at the center. I figured we'd just, enjoy the lake scenery. Or something. I take it back. Your deceit was not matchful at all. 2 out of 10. Lacks plot. Hey! It worked, didn't it? And that's big talk from the guy who fell for it. Elias laughs and shrugs. Anyway, just stop for a darn minute and smell the roses, will you? It's beautiful out here. You can do more than just work all day. And that's big talk for a girl who's always got her face behind the camera lens. Oh, you mean like this? You let go of the oars and whip your camera out, pointing it at Elias. He flinches backwards, clearly intimidated by how quickly you managed to pull it out of your bag. Of course, he knows not the secrets of quick draw clips. You deftly adjust the focus and take the shot. Elias only relaxes when you lower the camera to look at the screen. The new photo shows Elias still clutching the handle of the basket, shoulders raised as if in defense. He looks so silly. It makes memories, you know? Elias snaps out of his stupor. Of course it does. It's a camera. That's what it's for. Well, yeah, but not like that. People say tourists take too many photos and don't actually appreciate what's in front of them. And yes, that is a trap that you can fall into, but the act of carefully choosing the settings, framing your shot, adjusting everything just so you remember that too. The effort put in solidifies the place in your memory. You wave your beloved DSLR around, especially with an actual camera. Huh. I never really thought of it that way. That's kind of why I like it. Even when I first started and all my photos sucked, I liked them because I remembered the moment I took them. It's a process, like dedication maybe, to the subject of your photo. Oh, I like that. It's kind of poetic. I wish I had something like that. Well, what do you mean? Oh, it's nothing. I didn't mean to say that out loud. It feels like a touchy subject, and you don't want to pry. Well, it's never too late to try something new, you know. Yeah, I suppose. You adjust your position on the bench, fiddling with the hem of your skirt. You glance across at Elias, who seems to be trying to rip some dirt off of his necklace. He looks up, and when his eyes meet yours, it feels like you've been caught somehow. Well, you clear your throat. Anyway, for right now, just take a minute and look. At what? Anything. Just appreciate your surroundings. Live in the moment. Look at whatever makes you feel something. Damn. Damn, boy. Does that mean I can look at you? I? Your voice catches in your throat. Sorry, I probably shouldn't have said that either, huh? You can forget about it. There's a long pause. You fiddle with the hem of your skirt again. So, what are we gonna do if the goose comes back? You grip one of the oars like a baseball bat. It's still stuck in the ring, though. Don't worry, your night is still here. Elias laughs, and so do you. The soft timbre of his laughter smooths over the awkward atmosphere. It's nice. The gentle ripples of the water, the light scattered through the distant trees.
The mosquito that is definitely coming for you and your precious blood. Everything's beautiful. You sit down in your bed, pulling out your camera. You held Elias hostage on the lake for a good half an hour at least, but eventually you took him back to the shore so he could finish what he needed to do. You think you really will set up that canoe backdrop, though. It would be pretty. You flip through your photos. Elias fixing a tablecloth. Liam kick flipping off the second floor. Angel, or more accurately, Angel's hair, among the grapevine rows. Elias, a blur in between two groups of picnickers. Elias shuffling around the volleyball players. Elias in the canoe across from you, a warm smile on his face. Your heart skips a beat, and you abruptly turn the camera off. What? Elias' smile is pretty. You can admit that. He's handsome. You can admit that, too. It's normal to get palpitations from looking at a handsome man with a pretty smile. Super normal. You have no concerns about this. No concerns. You return the camera to the safety of its bag and crawl into bed. Memories of the day float through your mind. You pull the blanket over your face as you feel it heating up for what feels like the 10,000th time today. This is comfortable. You're not hiding. Not at all. Knock, knock, knock! You woke up to someone making a ruckus in the hallway. Rise and shine, besties! I was cold. Skip this since we already saw it. A mystic scholar has phased in. Hello. It's probably good enough to pick back up. You stare at the table. There's so many plates of food spread across the massive thing. You can't decide what to grab. You look down at the plate in your hand. It's already almost full, piled high with crackers, fancy cheeses, and a variety of fruits. Is there even room for anything else? This game's title slaps hard, right? You push the crackers around. They slide back into place immediately. Looks like that's a no. Yet you continue pushing things around your plate pointlessly, trying to make space for some of the salami. I see you've fallen prey to the buffet trap. You jump a little, but manage to save the grapes that threaten to roll off the upset plate in your hand. Elias, you startled me. Excuse me, goodness gracious. Hey, it's a party. There's tons of people here. You can't blame me for letting your guard down. What? You can't blame me for letting your guard down. That feels like it's worded weird. You can't blame yourself for letting your guard down, I guess? I don't know. Yeah, shut up. You defiantly grab a piece of salami. Elias just laughs. That stupid, pretty laugh of his. Trying some wine, too? It's not much of a winery party if I don't get drunk on wine, right? I mean, you don't have to get drunk, but you definitely should have some wine. What do you have there? Red? Carbonara? Or something like that. Carbonara. You should have just left it at red. What about you, then? Where's your plate and wine, Mr. Buffet Wine Expert? Oh, I'll eat something later. I've got to help the caterers. What do the caterers need help with? You know, bringing out plates and stuff. What a dodgy answer. So, let me get this straight. 1, you're helping the caterers do a job that you're literally paying them to do. And 2, there's still more? You begin to fear for the integrity of the table. There's no way it could take any more. It'll collapse. Well, Elias rubs the back of his neck awkwardly. Clearly he needs an intervention. Too bad the boat trick wouldn't work a second time. Or would it? He'd never suspect you to do it twice. Nah, that really wouldn't work. Plus, there's food here. Who wants to go out on the lake when there's delicious food to be eaten? I guess I could accidentally spill something on his shirt. Then he'd have to take a break to change. But then what? Do I lock him in his room? Do I lock us both in the room while he changes to exact a promise of non-work from him? Your mind wanders, imagining the scene. Some mustard on his sleeve. He pulls his shirt off to change, but some of the mustard seeped through onto his arm. You lean in to lick? Whoa there! Abort! Let's just stop right there. That was wandering down some kind of path that you do not want to go down. Seriously, this lady bonkable. Well, you don't not want to go down it, but... Your face looks a little red. Did you get sunburned? You glance up at Elias, who is completely unaware of the scandalous nature of your thoughts. Maybe I think I forgot to reapply sunscreen yesterday. Just roll with it. Don't ask questions. Anyway, try this. You grab a cracker and a random piece of cheese from your plate and shove it with slightly too much force into his mouth. It's clear it startled him, but he manages to regain composure. Crumbs clinging to his lips, some of them falling onto his shirt. This is not helping. I mean, it's pretty good. He chews thoughtfully, but it's a pretty basic combo. Could use some spice. No, it could not. There's already too much spice going out of here. Elias glances around the table. Oh, have you tried back to the steak tartare? No. What is it? Grinning, he points to one of the fancier plates. A small puck of what looks like some kind of meat patty rests centered on the plate. The raw egg on top is dripping down the side. It looks interesting. It is. It's basically just raw beef with spices. Wait, raw beef? Is that safe to eat? More or less, yeah. Obviously, there's always some risk with eating raw meat, but as long as it's prepared correctly, it's fine. Generally. How do you prepare it, then? It's work for a skilled chef, but basically you start with a very fresh steak, trim off all the exposed sides, then finally dice the rest by hand. Add the spices and the egg, and that's it. That's it? That's it. Since the steak is a solid piece of meat, bacteria will only be found on the outside. Once you remove the exposed parts, you can prepare the remaining raw beef inside as long as your preparation environment is properly cleaned without introducing new bacteria. Therefore, safe to eat. Or at least as safe as eating raw meat gets. I see. You want to try some? Nah, I'm gonna make him try it. I know what happened to Liam last time. I have, that's why I know so much about it. But if you need me to demonstrate that it's not poisonous, then I'll have the first bite. Elias grabs one of the crackers off your plate and scoops a decent amount of the steak tartare onto it. Then he bites into half the cracker. He chews slowly, as though savoring the blend of spices, and swallows with a smile. See? It's safe. I think you usually wait for your stomach to have a say before declaring that. You don't trust your dear old friend. I'm wounded, truly. You roll your eyes. Come on, won't you try some? Just a tiny bit. It won't kill you. I think I'll work through what's already on my plate first. Alright, I won't force you. Move over, chicken shit! Liam appears as if from thin air, sniffing out a challenge that was not issued. I'll show you how to eat this! Liam grabs a handful of the steak tartare, well, as much of a handful as he can take from the tiny plate, and stares you down, directly in the eyes as he shoves the whole handful in his mouth. See? You do see. It's kind of hard not to when there's egg yolk all over his mouth. This is what it means to stay winning! Sure, man. Whatever. This is actually pretty good. What is it? Raw steak. Raw? His face contorts just a little. He swallows hard, and it does not seem to ease whatever unpleasantness he's experiencing. His face contorts a little. His face was messed up. I have cool shit I gotta do elsewhere. Yeah, you losers wouldn't understand. He flips you both the bird, but he's scurrying away so fast it doesn't have much punch to it. Well, that went about as expected. Elias laughs, and you can't help but join in. It's nice to see Liam tripping up once in a while. Anyway, there's a nice selection of wine, so have some. I gotta go help with the plates. He zooms off before you can catch him. Darn that sonic speed of his. All I want is for him to take a break. Just tell him he looks as tired as I do. You whip around to see Angel, delicately picking out one of the mini salad bowls. Oh, Angel, I didn't hear you come up. Z nods quietly. You really think that would work? Words don't seem to sway him much. Angel shrugs. Been his friend longer. Worth a shot. Yeah. You eat a couple more crackers with cheese. So Z says, but would it really work? I've told him a million times that he needs to take more breaks and take better care of himself. And it hasn't worked at all. If only I could show him somehow. Wait, I have a camera. Yeah? So your expression implies the obviously that Z's clearly thinking. Oh, sorry, I just had an idea. Thanks for your help. Sure? The raised eyebrow indicates Z is still a bit confused, but you don't worry about it. You have a mission to accomplish. You set down your plate and take off towards the main building. You're about to push through the swinging door when it swings open first. Oh? What are you doing over here? Don't worry about me. I'm a fly on the wall. Okay. He exits the door with several plates stacked on his arm. He's surprisingly good at this. You pull out your camera and commence with your mission. Eyes continues walking, trying to ignore the frequent clicks of your shutter. Right, little fly, why are you taking pictures of me? Shouldn't you be taking pictures of the guests? You are a guest! You know what I meant. Look, you're not paying me to take photos, so the subject matter of said photos is none of your concern. I thought at the end of the other one, he was paying her to do this. I don't know, I'm probably misremembering. What if your subject objects? Then he could submit an official takedown request to the Bureau of Files. He can expect a response in 2 to 3 business months. Irene, consent is important, Irene. Elias shakes his head, but a dumb little snort escapes. Business months. Alright, fine, keep your secrets. He finally reaches the table and sets the plates down, then turns back to grab more. You follow behind, your trusty camera catching every stray glance. Just then, the sky opens up. Everyone rushes for cover from the sudden torrential rain. Oh no. You have your camera with you, but your lenses? They're all sitting in your room. You jump up, running back towards the lodge. You only stop running once you reach the door to your room, your hand hesitating over the doorknob. You take a deep breath. You're really hoping that everything is fine, but other areas are leaking, which means even if the hallway isn't wet, you won't know what's beyond the door until you open it. You grip the doorknob, shut your eyes, swing the door open, and take a step inside. Something is wrong. Your foot is wet. You open your eyes and look down in horror to see the carpet soaked all across the room. The bedspread is dripping, damp splotches all over the lampshades. Dread seeps into your mind as you investigate, and you quickly realize what happened. It doesn't seem like the ceiling is leaking, but the window. The wind from the storm must have blown it open. You continue your investigation. Luckily, your bags were stored on the upper shelf of the closet and seem to be mostly unharmed. Your precious lenses are safe. You sigh and lean against the wall. What are you going to do now? Knock, knock, knock! Oh! You open the door, and there stands Elias! What's going on? He glances behind you, no doubt taking in the remains of the rain-worn tsunami. Yeah, that checks out. Don't tell me. Yep, my room is also flooded. You're joking. Afraid not. It looks like the splash zone at Six Flags Water Show. What year is this? Great. What do we do? Well, there is one free room available. I just took a look and it's still dry. We'll have to share, though. Your heart skips a beat. That's fine. Sorry for the inconvenience. Go grab your stuff, and I'll take you there. Okay. You grab all your camera bags and a change of I read change full of clothes, good lord. In a change of clothes, then follow Elias to the free room. You did remember Elias saying something about the honeymoon suite, but why did it have to be the only dry room? Sorry, I know it's a little awkward. It's fine. It is fine, absolutely fine. The flush in your cheeks is from the wine. With some hazy thought that you want to ease the tension in the air, you unceremoniously drop your bags near the door and grab a bottle of champagne from the gift basket on the table, perching on the table's ledge. Have some! Haven't you had enough wine today? You drank more than me. You drank more than me. Besides, this is champagne. It's different. He definitely looks like he wants to argue, but he shakes his hand and lets go. Probably because you've already ripped the foil off and are struggling with the wire cage protecting the cork. Why do you stick your tongue out when you're focusing? Hey, it's not weird, Elias. Shut up. You managed to free the wire cage. An expression of physical effort. I think your physical effort is an expression of your physical effort.
Chug, chug, chug!
I'm trying to get through this second ending and Mystic makes me do squats. Remember the right order this time. You did. You did. Back my chair up out of the way. Shh. 1, 2, 3. The cork pops free of the bottle with far less effort than you expected and goes flying across the room, just narrowly missing Elias's ear. 4, 5, 6. He throws his hands up, kneeling on the ground. I surrender! Oh ho ho, giving in so quickly? Then, as your new king, I give you a command. Find me some champagne flutes. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Bring my chair back. Whee! Right. Are there none in the basket? You turn to look at the basket. There are, in fact, 2 glasses nestled in amongst the paper shreds. And the Wawa. Thank you for the health checks, Mystic. Very much appreciated. Make sure you're sitting correctly. Yeah. I do my sits. I do my sits-ups. Good work, Elias! You pull the glasses out. It's my pleasure, my king. Your face flushes a little more, and you fumble with the bottle, trying to pour a couple glasses. I have to ask, though, I could have sworn you weren't that drunk just a few minutes ago. Nonsense! You finally manage to pour a glass and hand it over to Elias. He has no proof. I was merely pretending. It was but a ruse. Elias takes the glass. Right. To what end, my king? Darn it. You really dug yourself in a hole with this one. Worry not what my intentions are. Just do as I command. Of course. What does the king wish, then? Drink with me! Alright. You toast your glasses and take a sip. It's pretty good. Would definitely be better if it was chilled. So, have you enjoyed the reunion so far? It's been fun. Would be more fun if I didn't have to keep dragging you away from work every 2 seconds. Elias frowns. Irene. I don't want to hear it! You work too much! Wait. You suddenly remember the pictures you took, and you jump up to grab your camera. Elias watches on in confusion.
Look! You crouch down next to him and hand him the camera. He seems to understand, taking it and beginning to look through the photos. You sure took a lot of photos of me. His expression is somber. I did, because I needed to prove a point. And what point would that be? He doesn't look up at you.
Look how tired you look. You're totally worn out, and you still won't relax. Angel also told me to tell you that you're starting to look as tired as them.
Ouch. Well, it got the point across at least. Still, what am I supposed to do about it? There's work that needs to be done.
Yeah, and it doesn't need to be done by you. You literally hire people to do a job and then insist on doing their job for them. It's just a waste of money at that point. I half expected you to try and take my camera so you could do all the photography as well.
Elias laughs gently. I wouldn't do that.
Good. You don't want to know the consequences if you had.
I'm sure. It's just, I feel like I have to, you know?
Why?
I have to prove I'm good at my job, that I'm just as good as I was before. I'm gonna guess before transitioning.
Before?
You mean before you transitioned? Yeah.
That was so long ago, though. Who even doubted you in the first place?
My parents. I never really talked about it, but, well... My parents aren't not supportive, but they're not really, like... They're not really actively supportive, either.
What do you mean?
When I came out to them, it was kind of a non-issue. It feels stupid to complain about since so many queer kids get treated like shit by their families, but for me, it wasn't a bad thing. It wasn't a good thing. It was just a thing. They accepted my identity and never really said anything negative about it. Me doing anything to be a part of the community or connect with other people like me was met with the usual speech of, make sure you have time for work. Oof. They made it clear that they cared more about me being successful than me being happy. Having a community, a support system, or anyone who would celebrate my identity instead of kind of just tolerating it.
Oh, that's...
It's sad, I know, but I feel like going above and beyond will show that I'm just as good, better even, than I was before. That this change in my life made me a better person, gave me a better life. But saying it out loud, you're realizing that it doesn't matter, huh? Yeah, they don't care. It's not a part of their life. So at worst, it's an obstacle. At best, it's nothing. You look down at the carpet. Sorry, I didn't mean to bring up something so painful. I just... Oh, no, it's okay. You were right. I'm working myself to death for nothing. My parents don't even really pay that much attention to my life anymore anyway. They just want to hear about my successes when I come to visit. Then maybe you should just live your life, bruh. Elias laughs. Yeah, maybe you're right. There's no point in living my life for people who aren't also living it.
Exactly.
You hear a buzz and Elias takes his phone out of his pocket. Elias! I swear to God, if you answer that phone right now, I will have you executed! Oh, that escalated quickly. He silences the phone and puts it away. But it's my boyfriend! But your boyfriend— SHIT! And using the Lord's name in vain, tisk tisk.
The king does what he wants!
Are you a god king now? Even more scandalous.
I'll show you scandalous!
You stand up quickly, so fast you wobble a little. You reach behind you to grab your dress zipper, but the stupid thing is just out of reach.
Who designs these dumb dresses?
Need some help? You were hoping this would be a little sexy, but that's clearly a bit out of your repertoire at the moment. Not that it was necessarily even there to begin with.
Knight, unzip my dress for me!
Alright. Elias is laughing softly again, but he stands up to help. Several long moments pass. You don't hear a zipper moving.
Elias?
This thing, did NASA make this? What do you mean? I have no idea what I'm looking at. Okay, I know the zipper is hard to reach, but it shouldn't be difficult for someone not wearing the dress. Alright, never mind, I got this. You turn back around and take a step back. You contort your arms through the straps of the dress, then start pulling it down from the bottom hem. It takes a couple minutes and a lot of awkward shimmying, but eventually the dress falls to the floor.
There, got it.
You're maybe a little too proud of this fact. It is at this moment that you remember you're now standing in front of Elias in your underwear. Your very unsexy boxer briefs and old bra underwear. Elias takes in the picture for only a moment before the peals of laughter start and he sits down heavily on the floor. That's what you wear under a nice dress?
It's comfortable, I'll have you know.
Well, you were right. You showed me scandalous. Maybe not in the way you meant.
Yeah, laugh it up.
You sit down next to him. This didn't really go as planned, but honestly, it works. He's having a good time and relaxing, even if it's at your expense. There's always time for other stuff, some other time. Quick, think about something else. I'd better pre-treat that stain. A big yawn escapes your mouth. Elias finally gets control of his laughter and ruffles your hair. Yeah, but I can take care of that. You should get some rest. He yawns. That's what I thought. It's bedtime for you, too. At least I'm not drunk. I can handle a stain quickly. He moves to get up, and you quickly grab his hand and yank him back down.
Don't you dare, mister! If I'm going to bed, you're going with me!
You grab one of the blankets off the bed and wrap it around the two of you. Alright. He settles down again, leaning into you. We can just rest our eyes for a few minutes and then deal with getting the bed situated.
Sounds good to me.
Elias rests his head on your shoulder. After a moment, you hear the sound of soft snores. He's already fallen asleep. Give me 1 sec while I deal with this. What happened to the fun names these bots had? Banhammer, Deny. He must have been tired. He probably hasn't gotten any proper rest this whole weekend. Better not disturb him. You rest your head on top of his and close your eyes. It's quite soothing.
Elias, I need to pee!
You wake up tucked neatly into the giant bed, snuggling something warm. It takes you a moment to realize it. You're relying on Elias's chest. Startled, you jump up, but Elias is already awake. Sorry, I didn't want to wake you. It's okay. You hide the furious blush on your face. I don't mind. My, a Christian girl sharing a bed with an unmarried man. So lecherous. You playfully shove him. I mean, she was asking for more last night. I mean, what? Oh, shut up. He laughs, and you climb out of the bed to start getting ready. Now, let's get going. I'm sure everyone will want to see you before they leave. I'm so tired, though. Hey, I know I said to relax more, but don't swing too far in the opposite direction. But this bed is so comfy. And it's such a long drive home. You live here. But the horse-drawn carriage ride to my quaint cottage down the road is such a long drive home. Yeah, woe is all of us. You grab the blanket and yank them off the bed. Ah, demonio! Who does that? Are you going to speak to your king that way? You strike what you think is a royal pose. It probably falls a little flat in your dumb underwear. Abuse of power! You roll your eyes. Still a king, though, not a queen.
You shake your head. I like King better. My, that's not very heteronormative of you. Well, honestly, I'm not sure I've ever really understood gender. You guys have tried to explain it to me, but it all kind of sounds like nonsense. Not your identity, that's not what I mean. I mean, like, gender is a thing in general. Kinda sounds like you're not so cis as you claim to be. It's just all so complicated. I only care about wearing nice clothes. And masculine fashion is always so sad. Elias laughs. Can't argue with that. There's some pockets of good aesthetics around the world, but at least over here, it's all just jeans and black shirts. Boring. And comfortable! I should show you some traditional Filipino fashion sometime. That sounds fun! The mood is very comfortable, but you really should get ready. You head to the bathroom to get dressed. So on the other route, MC thought they might have been a little lesbian or bi. So this one, their gender is question mark. Looks like that's everyone. What about me? Whoa. Irene, I thought you left already. Huh? My car's right there, though? You point behind you at your car, which has not moved since you arrived. Oh. Right. Besides, did you really think I'd leave without saying goodbye? Well... It looks like you don't know me at all. I wanted to have a moment alone with you before we parted ways for now. Oh? Now's your chance. Before you second-guess yourself, you lean in and plant a quick kiss on his cheek. You want to hang out on the dock for a bit? No way, you're not tricking me again. Aw, come on. Like burning? Well, I guess burning sexuality is a question mark, yeah. Aw, come on. Nope, nice try. Maybe next year then. What makes you think there'll be a next year? There will be. Who does a high school reunion every year? What? You smile confidently. Well, I hate to have to go, but it's a long drive home. You sigh. Uh-huh. Your car and my horse-drawn carriage await. He wraps you in his arms. It's a warm, firm hug. Next year, then? I came back to burning and sexuality. What's the tea? We're saying MC's gender is question mark. And, yeah. Definitely. You say your last goodbyes and head over to your car. You don't take a last count of all your or you do. You take a last count of your bags to make sure you didn't miss anything. Irene! You hear Elias calling from across the lot. You poke your head out of your car. Take a look at your camera when you get a second. Huh? Okay. With that, Elias scampers off into the trees, presumably back towards the lounge. You say a quick prayer to keep the goose of the forest out of the road for him. You get back in the car and grab the camera bag in the front seat. Elias was probably talking about the one that you had out last night. You turn it on and flip over to the photo reel. There's a new photo at the end. It's poorly framed and a little blurry, but you can clearly make out a smiling Elias and your own sleeping face leaning on his shoulder. It looks like you're drooling a little. Your cheeks flush and you whip around, ready to yell after Elias. Elias, you! But he's already disappeared into the trees. What an embarrassing photo. But still, it's nice to have one more photo of his smile. Hey, we did 2 endings! I tried to do the last one, but it is midnight. Just about. And I've got a few things that I want to do before bed, so...
And I don't think anyone here cares enough about Liam anyways. So I might just do it on my own time tomorrow or something, just for the heck of it.
So, that's it. It was fun, and thank you guys so much for coming, and for the subs and the biddies. Hope you guys have a good night, and I will see you later. Bop, 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 bop. It was fun. Yay, I'm glad.